used by Hezbollah exploded, killing at least a dozen people, including children, and injuring thousands. Speaking to Israeli troops, Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant made no mention of the exploding devices, but praised the work of Israel's army and security agencies. I'm Karen Shamas.
Former President Trump says that in light of the 2 attempts on his life, he's more determined than ever to, quote, make America great again for all Americans. Mr. Trump addressing a huge crowd yesterday at a rally in Uniondale, New York. He's vowing to deport illegal alien criminals, telling his audience we're going to ship them back to their country. That remark drawing criticism from Democratic standard-bearer Kamala Harris. After suffering a legislative defeat, House Speaker Mike Johnson says he'll try again for a funding bill to keep the government running beyond month's end.
14 Republicans joined virtually every Democrat in voting against the spending plan, which paired a 6-month stopgap bill with a measure that would require proof of citizenship to vote, bringing the final tally to 202 to 220, with 2 voting present. 3 Democrats crossed the aisle to back the measure. The result was not a surprise. Johnson yanked the planned vote on the measure last week over widespread opposition, and most of those critics reiterated their resistance this week. Johnson was going to need a plan B to avert a shutdown even if the bill passed the House, since it has no chance of progressing in the Senate. Democrats voiced opposition to the 6-month timeline and the inclusion of the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility, or SAVE Act, which former President Trump insisted be included. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
Stock futures are soaring on the heels of the Fed interest rate cut announced yesterday. The Dow futures up 468 points. NASDAQ futures 413 points higher, up more than 2%. More on these stories at townhall.com.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
My debt problem started probably about 2016. I needed my life to change financially. I called Trinity, and I ended up joining based on high credit card bills and high interest rate. And my counselor at Trinity has been great, and Trinity has been helping me to get on the right path of paying off these credit card bills, bringing down the interest rate. They have consolidated my bills into one low monthly payment. And now I am finally getting out of credit card debt. So I just want to say thank you, Trinity, for showing me a better and greater path.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is Sharon, and soon I will be debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
Cyber thieves strike again. Hackers are demanding $6 million in Bitcoin from the operator of the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport for documents they stole during a cyber attack last month. That's according to an airport official who testified before Congress on Wednesday. The official says the airport has linked the attack to a ransomware gang called Reseda, and the FBI is conducting a criminal investigation. The group posted 8 stolen documents on the dark web this week and is demanding 100 Bitcoin from the Port of Seattle, which operates the airport. An official says the airport has decided not to pay. Keith Peters reporting. Swedish authorities have charged a 52-year-old woman with ties to ISIS with genocide, crimes against humanity, and serious war crimes against Yazidi women and children in Syria. First such case of a person to be tried in the Scandinavian country. The woman is a Swedish citizen. News and analysis at townhall.com. The search for the Kentucky highway shooting suspect is over.
Authorities say they believe the body of a man suspected of shooting and wounding 5 people on a Kentucky interstate highway has been found. Colonel Philip P.J. Burnett said the body found is believed to be Joseph Couch of Woodbine, Kentucky. Burnett said accessories found with the body have led them to conclude it is him. Authorities say the body was found following a lengthy search of the rugged and hilly terrain in the area of southeastern Kentucky where the September 7th attack happened. I'm Heya Panjwani.
A 189-year-old tradition in Germany, Oktoberfest, seeing heightened security in the wake of a deadly knife attack in western Germany last month. ISIS claimed responsibility for the assault that left 3 people dead, 8 others wounded. The 189th annual Oktoberfest begins on Saturday. 6 million people expected to attend over the course of the event. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes.
Kind of like a last raw warm day.
Yeah, is it? I mean,
well, like we're going to get like a 97 day or something.
I keep hearing that. I keep hearing it's going to change. Things are going to change. Yesterday felt like the worst one. I feel like we almost hit like triple digits yesterday.
Yeah, well, and like we're supposed to get close again today. But then like tomorrow it gets a little cooler and then...
How about we just stop saying it? Maybe it's waiting for us to stop saying it to actually do it.
Oh no, we got to talk about it.
No, we can't. But we can't.
That's all right. Should be a good weekend for all festivities.
Yes.
Weather-wise here with football tomorrow. Of course, we got two big games here in Royal. Not one here in Roswell, one in Denton. and then, and of course, Artesia game tomorrow night as well. We'll have all three of those broadcasts on our respective stations. Coyote football right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. We'll have got Rocket football on our sister station 106.1 FM Fiero, and Bulldog football 990 AM and Artesia KSVP or its FM translator 93.7. And you can watch I believe all three games live streaming video KSVP TV.
I don't know if we have dimming. I think maybe
it may be an audio
might
only
just be
on
an
that
audio
one. Yeah,
only.
I think you're right. But for Goddard, we absolutely will have video for, and Artesia we will absolutely have video for it.
Indeed.
As well,
now that the area has expanded, the district has broadened, we're running into new challenges with video rights and who can go where, when, and staffing issues.
Well, it's just weird we're even talking about district play right now because normally when they realigned the districts, they went from basically 3 or 4 teams to now there's like 8.
Yeah.
So district play starts like week 3, week 4 of the season now for
and we're in like week 5.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's I was blown away when I was putting the promos together for this week. I'm like, wait, the season's already half over?
Sort of.
What happened? Yeah, I mean, sort of, but
but so we'll have all that football action. Of course, don't forget tomorrow night, big night out at the Liberty, Comic Relief here.
Comedy to the rescue.
Yes, a big fundraising event for the Roswell Humane Society as be stand-up comedy night. Our very own Sean Smalls will be opening for the night, and Clay Foley will be brother of Axel.
The way I remember it is Balky from not Perfect Strangers, but his role in Beverly Hills Cop. Aqua Foley. So I love that role.
You know what? I started to watch the new one that they put on Netflix.
Oh, Axel F or whatever it is.
I didn't finish it.
Yeah?
Part of my problem is I started at like 10 o'clock at night, and so by 10:30 I was... so I need to give it a more...
How deep into it did you get?
Maybe 30 minutes where I started just nodding off.
The only reason I'm genuinely curious to watch it is I need to know if they got Judge Reinhold back.
I think he is in it.
I mean, what else does he have going on right now that he's too busy to do the Beverly Hills Cop movie?
Just living off all that money from that. But I think he's just a guy that he works when he wants to. He probably has made enough for he. Speaking of remake movies, now other people may be on this. I just learned of it this morning.
Okay.
So I don't know, but I'm trying to figure out how I feel about this. allegedly, in July of next year, there's going to be a new reboot of the Naked Gun movie.
What?
Yes.
No.
Seth MacFarlane is involved with the writing of it. And just take a guess who's going to be Frank Drebin.
So I won't look it up yet. Okay, so it's Seth MacFarlane. See, my mind goes to Liam Neeson. Is it Liam Neeson? It's Liam Neeson! Come on!
Liam Neeson is slated to be Frank Drebin.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I don't know how I feel about this.
I feel like part of me thinks this might be good.
Yeah.
But you're messing...
Everything else that he's put his hands on has been semi-good. I mean, you look at like the Orville.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be as good as it was. We're 4 seasons deep into it now.
It was better than most people thought.
Exactly. I mean, even his flops, even like The Million Ways to Die in the West or whatever, that was...
Also, I love that movie.
It was a great movie, but it was, by critical standards, it was a flop.
Yeah.
But it's still done well. I don't know, man.
But you're messing with legacy world in my head.
If they do it with enough separation from the original to make it its own thing, then yes.
Now, I was looking because
God, he's so predictable. The reason it took me so long to say Liam Neeson was because first I thought Patrick Warburton, but I'm sure he's in it in some capacity.
Well, they haven't announced him in it. Now, I have found a Wikipedia page that has listed some of the cast. And then they give a whole history. Like, apparently this started in 2013. With a Paramount Pictures wanting to do it, and it started with Ed Helms as Frank Drebin.
I don't like
Thomas
that.
Lennon and who is
Dangle.
Yeah, and R. Ben Garant.
Robert Ben Grant, who
were
was
supposed
junior.
to be the writers of the.
Oh, see, that I can get down with because
I guess that fell through, and then in 2021 it was announced that Seth MacFarlane had been hired to further develop the project, and that's when he brought on Liam Neeson to play Frank Drebin. Now. It says, in October 22, the film was officially greenlit with Neeson in the lead role as Frank Drebin Jr., directed by Akiva Schaffer.
Yeah, the Shafir. That's one of the guys from Lonely Island.
Okay, Dan Gregor and Doug Mond.
I'm not sure of those two, but the first one is he's the other guy. He's the one who's not Andy Samberg or Jorma Taccone from Lonely Island, the tall guy with the curly hair.
Okay.
And I mean, I can see that working. It's
now
here. Okay, here's the thing. If this is going to work, Liam Neeson is done as a serious action star. He's done. He's done as an actor of serious movies.
Yeah.
Because Leslie Nielsen committed to the role of being the funny straight man for the back half of his career. Yeah. He never made another serious movie again.
And I'd argue his career was bigger because of
it. If Liam Neeson goes back, it basically the whole thing just crumbles in on itself. So he has to commit to, I am now a comedic straight man.
And he
I am
actually
now
started
Liam
before
Neeson.
Naked Gun.
Well, I mean, okay, yes.
Airplane,
and there's a couple other ones. But if you go back and look at
he did the original Police Squad TV show back.
You know what? Now that I'm saying the names together, Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson, I'm starting to kind of understand. He's like, Seth MacFarlane was just sitting there one day. He's like, Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson, get him on the phone.
Well, here I got more. I got more dish.
Okay, all right. Spills. Yeah, spill, Queen.
And April of 2024.
Okay.
Pamela Anderson joined the cast of the film.
Okay, I mean they do have to have like some kind of.
So I'm guessing she might. Is she going to be the Priscilla Presley role?
Right.
Now, some people are going to say Anna Nicole Smith. She was only in the third one. Anna Nicole Smith.
Right.
She was not in.
No, you're right.
The canon of the movies. Also, in May, Paul Walter Hauser joined the cast.
Okay.
Now, if you don't know who that is, if you saw
Cobra Kai,
if you saw the Atlanta bombing Clint Eastwood movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was Richard Jewell.
He's Richard Jewell in that. Yeah.
He's also an avid pro wrestling fan, which not that matters, but he shows up in the crowds at those shows all the time.
But that guy. And then let's see. Who
I can
else?
see this cast kind of working.
Oh, he's going to be playing Captain Ed Hawken.
Okay.
Alongside Kevin Durant in an undisclosed villain role, as well as Danny Houston, Lisa Koshy, Cody Rhodes,
wait, what?
CCH Pounder, and Busta Rhymes.
What? Hold on, let's back up a few. But before even Cody Rhodes, who did you say?
Liza Koshy?
Yeah, Liza Koshy. That
Okay.
she's a
wrestler?
No, she's a YouTuber.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then I started getting into the
Cody. Well, what strikes me with that list is here's Liza Koshy, here's Cody Rhodes and CCH Pounder. I mean,
and then rounding out the cast, Busta Rhymes.
Because you got to get Bus in there.
So again, I don't know how I feel about this.
It's gonna be a thrill ride for sure. Wow, I didn't know it was coming that soon.
It said principal photography began in May 6th in Atlanta under the working title Law of Toughness and wrapped on June 28th.
Okay. You know, here's the thing. We're not past that type of humor working.
Yeah.
It just is going to take a little extra. Like, I'll give you a prime example. There was a show that was so good. It went for I think it even went for maybe 3 or 4 seasons, but it deserved more. It deserved more attention. It deserved more viewership. And still to this day, I can go back and watch it and the episodes hold up.
Yeah.
Angie Tribeca.
I missed that. I remember seeing the clips for it because it was USA that used to show it, right?
I believe it was either USA or TBS.
Yeah.
It was one of those two. But but it was, I'm pretty sure even one of the Zuckers was involved with the production of that.
I think you're right.
Of that show. But it was so in that vein of if you 14 jokes come at you in a minute, including stuff in the background, stuff that's like the product placement where they are all driving Ford trucks, but then they cut to a scene and just say Ford.com bottom of the screen. It's just funny little winks like that.
Sure. Which is the Naked Gun, Zucker, obviously.
I would even argue
humor.
Deadpool it takes heavily from that style of that kind of bending of the fourth wall. We know you're watching. We know we're a show or movie.
Zucker's kind of...
Yeah, it kind of has that thumbprint.
Yeah, formed that here with some of... I mean, even prior to Your Naked Gun, like your Kentucky Fried movie and stuff, like late 70s stuff Zucker did, that's kind of that same vein, too. You know? Of course, that was more sketch comedy, but they still, even in those, they broke the fourth wall.
Oh, sure, yeah. But so I think that genre, that style of comedy could definitely make a comeback or a resurgence. It just has to be done right.
Sure.
Because people who are a fan of that kind of satire, that kind of parody, they're going to be very, very, they're going to be sticklers.
Well, all I know is parents, come around early summer next year. We're going to need y'all to bust out your VHS tapes and show your kids the OG Naked Gun movie.
I don't even think you have to do that. I'm pretty sure they're all up right now on, I think, Hulu.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so. I think I've scrolled past them a couple of times on one of those services. It's either Hulu or Max.
And the 2 sequels are good, but you got to hit them with the first one. That's the one that
I would say first, third, second in my rankings. 33 and a third was that was the first one I saw.
Okay.
Then I went back and watched the OG original.
Yeah.
And the second one's too.
Yeah, see, the first one I got in from ground one, and there's a couple scenes to this day I laugh so hard, and one of them is the scene, and we got to start our show here, but one of them is the scene where they're having a banquet for the Queen, and Frank Drebin and his partner are patting down everybody to get because they suspect someone's trying to kill the Queen. So they're patting all the guests down, and as they're both together patting one guy down, and Frank Drebin starts reaching into the guy's pockets, but he's actually reaching into his partner's pockets, and he pulls out his partner's pocket and he says, "Hey, look at this! This guy's got a picture of your wife." He punches the dude.
Oh,
and then Frank realizes it was his partner's wallet. He's like, "Oh," and then throws it over.
Never paid any homage again or any attention to again.
Oh,
the whole scene at the table.
Oh yeah.
Oh god. Definitely don't watch during meal times. But boy,
and then of course the whole Enrico Palazzo stuff with that's just a 10.
I never thought a foam OJ rolling down a flight of stadium stairs would be so funny.
Well, it's just there's so many butt awkward moments in that series of scenes from the beginning where he accosts Enrico till he's getting changed and the guy walks in on him and Enrico's bent over the table. He's like, oh. and then to him learning that he's the umpire now, it's just the whole thing's funny. So
it is cinematic tour de force. So yes, if this isn't a real thing, then yeah, please, mom and dad, educate your children before going into this.
Absolutely.
Show them how it was done right before they do it again.
That's right. Then you can compare and see if Liam holds up to Leslie.
Mm-hmm.
And in 20 years, Lonnie will be doing it. Lonnie Nelson.
It's too close.
All right. Let me give you the rundown for today's show. We got a full slate for you. We are going to replay our interview we have with Gary Thrine from the Roswell Chamber this here in just a few minutes. He gave us an update on a couple events going on through the Chamber. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we're scheduled to have the folks from the District Attorney's Office join us here. I don't know if it'll be some of our deputy DAs or it could be our dogs or any of that stuff.
It'll just be the dogs today.
Could be just be the dogs today. But, well, they do have a fundraising event at the Fall Day Arts and Crafts Show, which is going on this Saturday and Sunday at the Convention and Civic Center. They've got a silent auction, and all proceeds from that are going to the DA dogs. So we'll probably talk a little bit about that in our conversation here in the 8 o'clock hour. And then Ray Baca is going to join us in the 9 o'clock hour. And I believe we're going to be talking about the New Mexico Boxing Hall of Fame that's going to be here in Roswell at the Convention Center on the 28th. And I believe 11 different New Mexicans will be inducted this year. And I believe there's going to be some from Roswell as well, too. But Ray will give us the skinny here on that in the 9 o'clock hour. Plus, we'll have all of your other features that include the news of the local, national, variety, business updates, sports, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show. But first, your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the Four Corners, and that'll be keeping things sunny for us today. Pretty warm, mid to upper 90s on the high. It might be a little bit breezy. Overnight looks clear with upper 60s, and then we're in the mid 90s for the afternoon high on Friday. Some sun and a little bit of cloud cover. We do have a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Saturday with low 90s, upper 80s, and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 65 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 45% with winds out of the north at 3 miles per hour. Like I said, going to be a warm one today. Sunny, 97 for a high. Winds will be out of the south at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. They expect an overnight low of 70 degrees with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you Friday, there is a 20% chance at afternoon showers. Partly cloudy, and a high of 94 tomorrow with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour early, picking up 15 to 20 miles per hour tomorrow afternoon. 20% chance of rain showers continue into the evening hours, mainly before midnight. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 70, south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunny on Saturday, a little cooler, 93 for a high, south winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then we'll be down into the low to mid 80s on Sunday, mostly sunny, 83 are high there. And then Monday when you head back to work and school, sunny and 82. And then looks like Tuesday and Wednesday will be in the mid to low 80s, and they've tacked on a 20% chance of rain for right now. So we'll see how that shapes up. All right, it is 7:24. We're going to take a 3-minute break. And then on the other side, we're going to play our interview we had with the folks from Roswell Chamber of Commerce. Gary Thrine joined us. We'll play that interview up next. Don't go away. Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory and LaGrone Funeral Chapel have been celebrating life for over 90 years. Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory celebrates and remembers Donald Burden Sr. passed away September 14th. Rosary will be Saturday, October 5th, 9:30 a.m. at St. Peter's Catholic Church, with Mass following the Rosary at 10 a.m. at St. Peter's Catholic Church. Virginia Gibson passed away September 14th. Visitation is Monday, September 23rd, 4 to 7 p.m. at Ballard Funeral Home. Rosary will be Tuesday, September 24th, 9:30 a.m. at St. Peter's Catholic Church, with Mass following the Rosary at 10 a.m. at St. Peter's Catholic Church. Letty Lee Bagwell passed away September 15th. Visitation is Saturday, September 28th, 10 a.m. at Ballard Funeral Home. Service following visitation at 1 p.m. at Ballard Funeral Home.
Elizabeth Stefano passed away September 8th. No services are scheduled at this time. Oturo Ornelas passed away September 16th. Visitation is Sunday, September 22nd from 4 to 9 p.m. at Ballard Funeral Home. Rosary to follow Sunday, September 22nd, 6 to 7 p.m. at Ballard Funeral Home. Kelly Keith passed away September 9th. Graveside service will be Thursday, September 26th, 10 a.m. at McBride Veteran Cemetery. LaGrone Funeral Chapel celebrates and remembers Peter Morris, passed away September 9th. Visitation will be Monday, September 23rd, 10 a.m., with service following the visitation, 11 a.m. at LaGrone Funeral Chapel. John Groover passed away September 11th. No services are scheduled at this time. And Joanne Worthington passed away September 12th. No services are scheduled at this time. This has been today's Remembrance, brought to you by Ballard Funeral Home and Crematory and LaGrone Funeral Chapel. Are you ready to succeed? Earn your FFA certification through ENMU Roswell's Aviation Maintenance Technology Program. ENMU Roswell has the only FFA Part 147 airframe and power plant school in Southeast New Mexico. Receive commercial and general aviation training, hands-on training with operation aircraft, Boeing commercial experience, advanced composite repair training, and more. And ENMU Roswell offers in-state tuition for veterans too. Learn more about this exciting program on campus or online at roswell.enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University, Roswell. Success starts here.
It's here, the Fall a Day Arts and Crafts Show, happening September 21st and 22nd at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. Saturday, 10 a.m. till 5 p.m., Sunday, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Come out and see a great variety of art, all handmade artwork, featuring new and returning artists this year. Plus, take part in an amazing silent auction to benefit the DA Court Facilities Dogs Foundation. Admission is only $2, and children 12 and under are free. The Fall a Day Arts and Crafts Show, September 21st and 22nd at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. See you there.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin and Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin and Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin and Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. I wonder if they got their hands stuck putting them in there. Here's Mike Winters.
Joining. And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Chamber of Commerce, Gary Thrine back with us. Morning, Gary.
Greetings and salutations.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing optimistically fantastic.
Awesome. Very good. Of course, Chamber, like everyone else, when the fall hits, gets busy as well, too.
Exactly.
You know, life is busy. Everyone getting kids back in school, get settled into sports schedules and all that kind of stuff. And now it's kind of like, all right, we're starting to get in the groove. Now so it's, I think we're coming out, we're getting settled in, and now people are just kind of getting settled into fall activities and fall events and fall lifestyle, I guess.
Exactly. I think everybody's getting geared up and ready for the commercialization of the holiday season and getting inventories built up. So that's kind of what their focus is on right now. So
Black Fridays are around the corner.
Exactly.
Here, so
exactly.
It's kind of a busy time for businesses, which this is the Chamber. Is what we do is we like to support our businesses that do business in Chavez County here.
And we want to help promote you. So just give us a call, and if you're not a member, then by all means give me a call, and I'll talk you through how to do that.
Gary has made a quest to try to visit every business in town, and he hasn't hit them all yet, but he's working on his list.
Absolutely, Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's right. One door knock at a time.
But we do have some exciting stuff coming up. We've got 2 lunch and learns this month.
Excellent. Yeah, we brought these back here this
we started to bring them back last month, and we had a little hiccup. And so we had to postpone last month to this month. So now we're doing 2 this month.
Excellent.
We have one on the 8th of October, and that is the Spencer Theater. And they're going to come talk to us and explain theater operations and stuff like that. And then on the 17th is when Sierra Consulting has been rescheduled to do their team building.
Okay, so that's their make good here.
Right.
So if you got reservations for that one, then that's your make good. If you didn't get a chance to reserve the first time, well, now you got a reprieve here.
Exactly. And of course they run from 11:30 to 1 We'll start feeding at 11:30, and then the classes will start around 11:50, 12ish, and try and wrap everything up by 12:30, 12:45.
Back to your work day
so
here.
questions can be answered, and everybody can be back to work by 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
so,
first you're lunching, then you're learning, and then you're back to work in and out in about an hour there.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And of course, if you're a non-member, it's $20, and if you're a member, it's $10. So we would love for you to call us and RSVP. The phone number is 575-623-5695. That's the landline. Again, 575-623-5695.
I imagine with the newly added one with Spencer Theater here, I imagine a lot of our local theater troops want to send some representatives for that.
Exactly.
Communal Theater and Way Off Broadway and our other groups that do things around town, and might want to see how Spencer Theater pick their brain a little bit, how they do it up there.
Exactly.
Now they might have a bigger budget than you, but.
And of course, we have capability of having about 44 people to come to lunch. So
come see the new floor.
Exactly, we've got the new floor. We're just waiting for the logo to go in the center of the floor, but that's coming soon. But the floor is awesome, and we put in the meantime we put a couple just throw carpets down to break down the echo.
Yeah, but we went from a carpet, the high traffic carpet, to like a laminate flooring or something like that, and yes, when you go from soft to hard flooring, it does create an echo.
Exactly.
If you don't get enough things in there to bounce that off of. So there's a few rugs, and probably need to hang a few pictures.
Right.
Absorb some of that.
And we have some new designs that we want to put up on the walls as well. And we've had a couple of ribbon cuttings in there. The Roswell Flute Ensemble.
Yeah.
And Cozy Crochet.
They're always looking for more flautists, by the way. The flute ensemble, because there's just several of them right now. But now that if you were a flute player in the past, and look now, you have to know how to play flute. They're not teaching people to play flute, but they're always looking for more members for the flute ensemble, and with that they can go do more concerts and more events and things.
Exactly, and they love to go to different locations and be the background music for your event.
Absolutely. So, I always, unfortunately, it's not a part of it anymore, but they were kind of a staple for me at the Roswell Christmas Railway every year.
There you go.
Popped in on the night. They just happened to be the entertainment there when you go. And so you go to get your hot cocoa and warm up, and there's the flute ensemble there, bringing music and joy to everybody. So
exactly. Cool. And we have the fair parade coming up on the 30th.
We're right into fair. Yeah, it's coming up pretty quick here.
And then on the 1st of October, we have the Frost Giant and Games and Lanes, not business after hours, but ribbon cutting.
Grand opening.
Grand opening, their 1 year anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah, so they've been open, but they're having an official ribbon cutting and kind of, welcoming people to come see, maybe if you've never, heard of their business, or they do all kinds of gaming, everything from your Dungeons and Dragons and the Pokemon type stuff to the gentleman that runs and owns the place. He designs his own board games and things like that. So everything from board games to tabletop games to I think even to some of the computer and video game type stuff too. I think they do all of the above there. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, go see Kenny and his wife and check that out.
Yep.
And then join us for the ribbon cutting.
Absolutely.
But
usually there's cake and stuff, so just don't get your fingers on the cards and all that.
Right.
Cake fingers.
And this is a good time of year for those of you that have joined over the last several months that were kind of waiting for cooler weather to do your ribbon cutting. This is a good time to get those ribbon cuttings scheduled.
The Red Crows appreciate it because those red blazers they're pretty thick.
Right. We're getting ready to move back to wearing the blazers again.
Excellent.
We're still in polo shirt season because it is still
give it a month
in the 90s during the daytime.
I'm going to guess right about the time the grand opening for Frost Games there is about the time the first frost, which means about the time you'll be sporting them red blazers.
Exactly. And of course, we never know which way to go for the parade, because the parade day, it always seems it could be warm or it could be chilly. And so we never know which way to go, so we kind of bring both.
And usually it starts cold, and by the time the parade starts, you're ready to shed it and put the polos on, I'm guessing. Is how it works.
Exactly. And, there was a few years ago, being the fair-complected guy that I am and wearing my hair as short as I do, I did not wear my fedora.
I was about to say.
And I had not put any sunscreen on, so by the end of the parade, I looked like a human lobster.
I'm not going to lie, Gary. I don't know what you look like without a hat. There it is.
Ta-da! I tipped my hat off.
But yeah, we do. But yeah, this is. And by the way, chamber members, and or maybe if you want to become a chamber member, and if you've got an event or an anniversary or a milestone in your business, please let the chamber and our Redcoats celebrate it with you.
Exactly, and it doesn't have to be the 1, 3, 5, 10, 15-year anniversary. People love to show up to 12-year anniversaries or 7-year anniversaries.
Or maybe you have a new business, maybe a big addition to the business or a renovation or a remodel or some milestone that you want the public to celebrate with. And we'd love to have the Redcoats come and help broadcast that to the community.
And I know we have several members that have done a lot of remodeling lately, so it's reach out to me and let's get those ribbon cutting scheduled. And if you are not a member, please reach out to me. 575-626-4008 is my membership cell number. But again, the chamber number, if you want to call straight to the chamber, is 575-623-5695.
Yeah. If you have any questions, really, I mean, the chamber, we're a source of information. So, anything from if you're looking for a good place to buy a bed to hey, what I want to do for a business or, any of that kind of stuff. That's even if you're like, if you're new to town and trying to get your way around, we can help you turn you on to some places to get you settled and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So.
And for those of you, if you have been contacted by Lunar Cow, we are in the process of doing a new map for the city of Roswell.
They are legitimate. You can let them in.
They are legitimate. They will call and they will say they're calling on behalf of the chamber, and they are calling on behalf of the chamber.
We have authorized and are aware of it.
Exactly. So it'll be a great way to get your business on the new map. That'll be the hard copy, and then there's also going to be a digital map.
Well, and that's what I like about this is because most of us, you and I, we grew up in. Those maps and knowing, and they're very good and reliable, but obviously the internet age has changed a lot on how we access things. And this particular thing kind of follows along with that. So if you love the old school map and want to walk around navigating with the map, we got you covered. But, if you've got the smartphone and you do everything on apps or that way, this works seamlessly that way too.
Exactly. And of course you can't change your ad on the paper map. But the digital map, you will be able to adjust accordingly and update and make changes to it as we go along.
I just had a funny thought, what we do is we call everyone that got a paper map and say, bring them back in, then we draw a new logo on it, and then we hand it back to them. Just kidding. But we can on the digital. We can absolutely do that. You can go in and it's a matter of just changing some code and bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah,
back in there. So
they take care of that. And if you are not comfortable with designing your own ad, Lunar Cow will assist you with that, and they will help you put your ad together to go on both the paper map and the digital map.
That might be a great way for maybe you have a semblance of a logo, but. You know what I mean? You kind of have an idea, but that's not what you do. So it maybe, and they can maybe help you polish it up or make it a more attention-grabbing logo or something like that.
Exactly.
But let them help. Let them, and especially if you're a small business, because as a small business, marketing your business can get very, very expensive. Trust me, I'm a radio guy. I know radio ads and things can pile up and all that. So. You want to get the most bang for your buck in your marketing. And yes, your McDonald's and your Xeroxes and your Exxon Mobils of the world, they have whole departments that do these kinds of things. But mom and pop shop down on the corner of 2nd and Main that owns a antique store or a furniture store or a baked goods store or anything like that, you may not even have an HR department. You maybe have you and a baker or you know what I mean? Like you and one or two other employees. So $200 for marketing is a lot of money. Where someone like McDonald's, they drop $200 just to get you out the door. You know what I mean? And so things like this are more important than ever for a small business to take advantage of that, because you don't have the departments to do all this, and you still got to get word out about your business. So the path of the cheapest and path of least resistance are your friend, and this is one of those ways you can do that.
Exactly, because we do, as the chamber, we do have a lot of marketing advantages that you have with your benefit package of being a member, because we do have the weekly email that goes out, and you can send us a PDF file on Wednesday afternoon or Thursday morning. We kind of try and get it put to bed by noon on Thursday so it can go out.
So it usually goes out Friday morning when everyone's kind of planning their weekends and plotting, and that email shows up in there.
And you can send us a new flyer every week. That's fine. And we'd be happy to help you with that. Plus, you have the advantage of those flyers also go on our website, and you can advertise that way. And then also, when you create your username and login to our site, you can go in and post job opportunities. If you are looking to hire. You can post member-to-member deals. You can post hot deals. There's all kinds of things that you can do. And if you have any questions, just give me a call, and I'll be happy to walk you right through all of that.
Absolutely. And I always tell people, too, keep coming back to the Chamber website. If you're wanting to find out, we have our calendar up there with all the community events and everything that people tell us. We put it up there and get it on there. So if you're, which is a valuable tool if you're an event planner yourself, and you're like, oh, we're planning our thing next year. Look at that calendar, and you're like, well, that's a bad weekend. There's 12 other events going on that weekend.
Exactly.
We may need to readjust. But please use our website to
It's
do
a
all
great marketing tool to be able to get your company out. Plus, these ribbon cuttings, we send the photos to the Roswell Daily Record, and it gets posted in there. Plus, it goes on our website. So you get...
And online, social media, and all that.
Online, stuff. Yes. Yeah. And so you get lots of publicity by joining the Chamber, and then continue to get publicity even after you've joined, because you do have those advantages of all the marketing aspects through the Chamber.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of, let us help you get the people in your door, and then once they're in the door, you find the way to keep them. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's kind of and let us help you promote those.
We'll do everything we can to help get those people in your door.
Absolutely. And if you need help, and I know, Gary, you've talked to people about their marketing and stuff, and sit there and when they're saying, well, we market this way, what do you think, Gary? And Gary will tell you, I get what you're trying to do, but let's if we just shift it this way, you'll be much more effective at it.
Exactly.
And that's really what you do with each of our businesses and clients like that. So
right.
So put that to work for you. Let Gary call or come by and visit, and let Gary set up a time to sit down and focus on what we can do specifically for you. And that's what we've really tried to do with the memberships at the Chamber is, we have packages and kind of a cookie cutter plans for everybody, but we understand every business has unique needs and unique things. So that's where Gary comes in and says, okay, we put you in this plan, but we can customize and we can a la carte it here. And all right, you don't need this benefit, but you need this benefit. So let's work that in. So.
Exactly. And don't forget that you have the advantage of being able to use the boardroom. We have members that come in and do their monthly and quarterly training.
Yeah.
And so we're there every day. We're there every day anyway. So if you want to bring your folks in and bring your get it catered, and we've got the place for you to be able to feed,
I got to talk to your boss about one. Someone's hit me up on. I got to talk to her about.
Exactly. So if you need to do that quarterly refresher training for your staff and need a place to do it, I said, we can hold 44 people.
Or another good one that is commonly used is, say you're a small business and you do need to hire, but you don't feel comfortable doing that process at your business because maybe some of the people working there are the ones you're trying to replace.
Right, the school district did that.
Yeah, exactly. So
a few months ago,
we offer that as a solution for you. It's like, hey, we got several rooms. If you need the big one, we got the big one. We got a smaller room. If you need just you and 2 or 3 people, we got you covered. We can let you do that. And that way you can do it privately and conduct your business the way you need to do that.
Exactly. So there's lots of things going on at the Chamber, and we have lots of ways to help you out. And if you just have any questions, don't hesitate to call the 575-623-5695 is the landline. And then, of course, my membership cell is 575-626-4008.
Yep. And don't forget, we're mostly on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram, if I remember right. Those are our primary social medias that we use and get the word out. So if you use any of those, I encourage you to like and follow us on those platforms, and another way you can get information to us too if you have questions or need help with something.
And on LinkedIn, Andrea has these little things. Like Ice Cream Day. This is the National Ice Cream Day and stuff like that she has in there, loaded in there to go out. Little fun facts to go out every day. So look for those and comment on those.
If Kim Commando is right, because I heard the Kim Commando update this morning. She said today's National Cheeseburger Day, but I feel like that happens once a month. Like every day
on Tuesdays.
Yeah, so I was like, it's National Cheeseburger Day. I was like, did we just have National Cheeseburger Day? We're having another one.
If you will buy me 2 cheeseburgers today, I will gladly repay you on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think every Tuesday, Taco Tuesday kind of took over Tuesday, but before there was Taco Tuesday, there was Wimpy and his burgers, and he would gladly pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today. So Tuesday's supposed to be Comeuppance Day. It never is, of course, because Wimpy never pays off on his burger debt. But
right.
So that's why we switched to tacos, because Wimpy kept eating all the burgers.
Exactly. And we do have lots of great places to go get tacos here.
Yeah, you can pretty much throw a rock and hit a good taco joint around here.
Exactly.
But yes, please utilize the chamber. Come to our lunch and learns, please. You can still RSVP for either one here in October. Again, you can just call us or come by the chamber, get that done. If you're interested in becoming a member or wanting to learn more about membership, please don't hesitate to reach out. And even if maybe you were in the past and it didn't kind of meet your expectations, come in and let us talk again about that.
Exactly. I'm always comfortable, addressing whatever issues you may have had in the past. And so, but there's a new sheriff in town and a new deputy in town, so we're trying to make a difference and make your membership more valuable to you.
Absolutely. And really and really, some could say COVID worlds even force us to change on how.
Exactly.
Obviously, COVID taught us things, good and bad. And some of the good we're utilizing in today's world today, even post-COVID, and some of the bad we like to forget. But really, that's kind of forced us to, like everybody else, shift a little bit on business practices and how you access and how you do dealings with your clients and your corporate partners. And so we help on that, and we can help you navigate through that stuff.
Exactly. And those dates again for the Lunch and Learn for October are 8 October. And that's the Spencer Theater Lunch and Learn. And then 17 October is Sierra Consulting, and that's the team building one.
Yes.
So 11:30 to 1, please call us and let us know that you're interested in coming, and we'll get you squared away. And we aren't to capacity yet on either one, but we would love to be at capacity.
Yeah, and lunch is always delicious with our partners there on that. And that team building, you're going to really learn a lot about personalities and things and how, because every person has different personalities, but how do you make them mesh together?
Exactly.
How do you get the stubborn person with the passive person to be on the same page without, overpowering each other or underwhelming each other, and that's what that one's going to be all about, is how to get personalities big and small to work together.
Exactly. And there's always new techniques coming out because everybody's gone through team building training in the past.
Absolutely.
And so.
Well, and I would say that's evolved as we as people have evolved.
Right.
I'm going to say a team building exercise conducted, say, in the 50s is probably going to look a lot different than a team building exercise in 2024.
It's going to look a heck of a lot different than it did just 5 years ago.
Absolutely. So. Yeah. But so if it's been a while and you get like, well, I've been through all those, well, maybe you need a refresher course.
Exactly. You learn something new every day.
Absolutely. You'd be amazed at some of the things that you don't realize that and then you're kind of like, man, this made such a big difference. How did I not start just doing this now? I love those light bulb moments when you have that something you've been doing for 20 years or whatever, and then you finally someone shows you a better way, and you're like, man, it is one of those light bulb like epiphany type moments.
Exactly.
I love those kind of things. So you might get you one of those.
And again, it's $20 for non-members and $10 for members.
Yep.
So please give us a call and reserve your spot. And again, those dates are 8 October and 17 October. Phone number is 575-623-5695. Don't hesitate to give us a call, and we'll be glad to get you lined up and set up for being able to eat some good food and get some good training.
Absolutely. And if folks are listening, chamber members or not, they're listening and saying, you know what, I might be a good lunch and learn offering for somebody out there. Where, like I said, we're brought these back, and so if there's people that have programs and things that think would benefit our business members, please reach out to the chamber and talk.
Absolutely,
to us.
absolutely.
Absolutely. We'll take them all. We're provide the information we have, but we're also seeking out new and more resources for that stuff too.
Exactly.
Always on the lookout. So, did we get it all, Gary?
I think we have. We've covered quite a bit.
If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call or come by the chamber. I always mess up the website, but it's roswellnm.org. No dash. If you put the dash in and put .gov, it takes you to the city's website, which is full of information, just not chamber related.
We've got links to everything on our website.
Absolutely. We'll find, and we can't, call us and we'll put it on there.
Exactly.
Thank you, Gary, as always.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
Anytime. And good to see you without a hat. It's different.
I have a different color hat for whatever I'm wearing. So.
You ever seen the movie Pulp Fiction years ago? Or know anything about that?
It's been a day.
Well, there was the whole premise found around this briefcase, and when they opened the briefcase, it was the gold glow, but you never saw what was in it.
Exactly.
You just saw the glow. That was your head. You just lifted, and it was just the gold glow, and it went back down.
A red glow.
Yeah. I didn't really see anything, but it was amazing what I saw. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, it is 9:45. Let's go ahead and pause for news. Your Hannity update, and I got time.
Jared Sorello, an Artesia business, is sharing in this year's Excellence in Reclamation Award. From the New Mexico Energy, Minerals, and Natural Resources Department, Sweat Construction of Artesia has earned the award for its combined efforts with Arizona-based Oxbow Engineering on the Dutchman Canyon Restoration Project. That project reclaimed an abandoned mine site about 4 miles west of Raton, New Mexico. The annual award recognizes excellence and innovation in coal, hard rock, and aggregate mine reclamation and abandoned mine land reclamation projects. Eddy County Commissioners have tabled a request to tear down the old Happy Valley Fire Station at 4130 West Texas Street. County Fire Chief Joshua Mack said the building was supposed to be repurposed as an annex once the new fire station was built across the street. But he said they ran into a number of significant structural issues that have prevented that. Commissioners decided to wait until an appraisal of the building is finished before deciding whether to tear it down. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
You probably store thousands of photos, documents, and videos, and even some work in your Google account. But when was the last time you actually logged in? I'm Kim Commando, America's Digital Pro. If it's been a while, you should sign in, like now. Google's starting to delete old inactive Gmail accounts. If you haven't logged in for 2 years, you could lose everything, including your precious photos and all the email that you sent or received, along with the attachments. Companies have different rules for inactive accounts, usually to save storage or for privacy and security reasons. It's on you to know how long your accounts will stay active. Here are a few examples. Microsoft Outlook and OneDrive give you 2 years. Dropbox, 1 year. X gives you just 30 days. eBay's timeline is vague, but it's safe to assume your account could be closed after what they say a substantial period. Even PayPal can delete your account after 2 years of inactivity, and any money left in it could be gone. Stay on top of your accounts, or you could lose everything. Enter to win a brand new iPhone 16 right now at winfromkim.com. Hey there, get ready to spice up your day with the freshest slice of tech news. Introducing Kim Commando Today. It's your new favorite live daily video show. Join me, Kim Commando, along with my dynamic duo, Andrew and Allie, every single day at 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern. I love this comment from Dave in Rhode Island. I love the new KK Today video with Andrew and you. I catch it on YouTube. Why, you ask? It's simply the funniest and the most entertaining surprise every single day. So, be like Dave. We're streaming live on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, and more, making it super easy for you to tune in and join the conversation. And hey, if you miss it live, no worries. You can stream Kim Commando Today on demand whenever you want. So join us, Kim Commando Today. I'm telling you, tech news just got an exciting makeover. Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Pacific, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, live or on demand. Just search for Kim Commando wherever you stream your videos. You're gonna love it!
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the Four Corners, and that'll be keeping things sunny for us today. Pretty warm, mid to upper 90s on the high. It might be a little bit breezy. Overnight looks clear with upper 60s, and then we're in the mid 90s for the afternoon high on Friday. Some sun and a little bit of cloud cover. We do have a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Saturday with low 90s, upper 80s, and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. A thriller on the pitch last night as Goddard played NMMI in boys soccer. Goddard wins the game 3-2 in overtime. The winning goal came in the first overtime. Rockets are now 4-9. They'll host Los Alamos Saturday at 2 o'clock. NMMI will be playing at Robertson Saturday at 1 o'clock. Here's some more scores from Tuesday in girls soccer. It was Goddard moving to 6-4-1 on the season, beating Ruidoso 3-0. Olivia Rosso with 2 goals. Brianna Rivera with 1 goal. They'll play at Clovis tonight at 6:30. Roswell beats back Lovington, no problem, 6-0. The Coyotes host Alamogordo tonight at 6 o'clock. And in volleyball action from Tuesday, Roswell defeats Alamogordo in 3 straight. They'll be playing at Goddard tonight at 6:30. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The Federal Reserve cut interest rates for the first time since the beginning of the pandemic, lowering borrowing costs by a half point in a move that should bring relief to households and businesses. The Fed's September meeting is one of the most heavily anticipated of the year. Boeing will temporarily furlough tens of thousands of employees after about 30,000 machinists went on strike on Friday, halting production of its 737 MAX and other airplanes. The International Brotherhood of Teamsters will not endorse any U.S. presidential candidate. The union says it was left with few commitments from both candidates. Tupperware brands filed for bankruptcy protection in Delaware, succumbing to mounting losses due to poor demand for its once popular colorful food storage containers. Its popularity exploded in the 1950s as women of the post-war generation held Tupperware parties at their homes around the country. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
What? My trade's gotta be worth more than this! Hey, Roswell and surrounding areas, don't get hit hard by low trade offers. Right now, the all-new Roswell Ford needs your trade. That means you'll get top dollar for your trade. Stuck in your loan or lease, Roswell Ford wants to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth. So you can drive a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for a lot less. For a limited time, get 0% APR or no payments till 2025. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 36 months is $27.78 per thousand financed on select models. No payments till 2025. Subject to lender approval through Ford Credit. Offers not combined.
Round up your family and friends and join the Artesia Arts Council Red Dirt Fun Run during the Red Dirt Black Gold Festival on Saturday, September 28th in downtown Artesia. The Western-inspired 5K run invites participants of all ages to dress in their finest cowboy and cowgirl attire. Whether you're trotting along with a stick pony or racing in a rodeo queen costume, a morning full of fun and music is guaranteed. A foam machine will be on site for pre- and post-run fun. Participants will get a free t-shirt and breakfast burrito from Lucky Duck Grill. For tickets, visit artesiaartscouncil.com or call 575-746-4212 for more information. The Red Dirt Fun Run, Saturday, September 28th, 8 to 10 a.m. in downtown Artesia. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
At Artesia General Hospital, we know it's early, but schedule your mammogram today and save. Call 855-RAD-EXAM and save 10% off mammograms scheduled through October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And get a refreshing drink discount from Kith & Kin in Artesia or Blue House in Carlsbad. We use leading-edge, FDA-approved Genius 3D mammography technology to deliver more accurate results faster and with more comfort. Women over 40 do not need a referral for yearly screenings. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
It's almost
time for the Eastern New Mexico State Fair in Roswell. HF Sinclair invites you to attend the fair for all the fun and excitement it brings. From the concerts and shows to the livestock shows and 4-H sale to the food and model trains. The Pecos Valley Model Railroad giant HO scale train layout has been in operation at the fair since 1983. The train layout is inside the exhibit building in the fair, and trains are operating every day. HF Sinclair is a proud supporter of the Pecos Valley Model Railroad and hopes to see you at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair, September 30th through October 5th.
Your home for Coast to Coast AM in Roswell, 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
And we're closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News is up next. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away. You're listening to 106.5, Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. If you're a Hezbollah terrorist in Lebanon and you use an electronic device, you may be more than just a little nervous right about now. A day after Hezbollah pagers exploded, a bunch of walkie-talkies blew up, killing at least 20 people and wounding hundreds more. The BBC's Hugo Bechega is in Beirut.
Hezbollah had distributed these pagers to some of its members amid concerns that smartphones were being used by the Israeli military to track down and kill Hezbollah members. This is obviously a humiliation for Hezbollah. They are blaming Israel for this attack. The Israelis haven't responded to these accusations. So I think now people want to see what Hezbollah is going to do, and perhaps we're going to see an indication of that when Hassan Nasrallah, the powerful Hezbollah leader, is going to make his first public speech reacting to what happened.
Israel's defense minister has declared a new phase in the war on terror. Former President Trump vows to campaign with renewed vigor following a second attempt on his life.
These encounters with death have not broken my will. They have really given me a much bigger and stronger mission.
Mr. Trump tells a New York audience he's out to make America great again for all Americans and put America first. The Teamsters Union issuing no endorsement of Donald Trump or of Kamala Harris. A combination stopgap spending and voter integrity bill has failed to clear the House. A partial government shutdown looms at the end of the month. House Speaker Johnson says now it's back to the drawing board. The manhunt for the Kentucky interstate gunman is over. A body has been found. It's believed to be that of the suspect, Joseph Couch. Stocks are sharply higher this morning on Wall Street. Right now, the Dow is up 492 points. The Nasdaq, 377 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Iranian hackers implicated in some U.S. election intrigue.
Iranian hackers sought to interest President Joe Biden's campaign in information stolen from rival Donald Trump's campaign, sending unsolicited emails to people associated with the then Democratic candidate in an effort to interfere in the 2024 election. That's according to the FBI and other federal agencies. The officials say there is no evidence that any of the recipients responded. Kamala Harris's presidential campaign called the emails from Iran unwelcome and unacceptable malicious activity. The announcement is the latest U.S. government effort to call out what officials say is Iran's brazen, ongoing work to interfere in the election, including a hack and leak campaign targeting Trump's campaign. Haya Panjwani, Washington.
Taiwan says China's ban on imports of its fruit, vegetables, and seafood, along with some other goods, violates trade rules, the latest ratcheting up of tension between the two countries. News and analysis at townhall.com.
Representatives of the Trump and Harris transition teams have met at the White House.
For the first time, aides to Donald Trump and Kamala Harris participated in a meeting of the White House Transitioning Coordinating Committee. It was hosted by President Biden's chief of staff. The Presidential Transition Act mandates that the candidate representatives join the committee as advisors to help make plans to smooth the handoff to the next administration. Preparations cover a range of issues, including office space, political appointee vacancies, and memos on agency operations. Greg Clugston, Washington.
A mission specialist for the company that owned the Titan submersible that imploded is scheduled to testify at a Coast Guard inquiry. 2 days of testimony raising questions about the operations of the sub-owner OceanGate prior to the doomed mission. It left 5 people dead. The sub was heading to the wreckage of the Titanic when it imploded. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. Let's have a listen. What does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Yes.
Hope your Thursday is just as swell as this.
You are correct, sir. It is a good day.
Yeah, busy weekend, lots going on.
I ain't even have to bust out my AK. It's going to be a good day.
24 hours away from your big event at the
a little more than
Libertad?
24. Let's settle down. I'm not going to be greeting the morning crowd.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, no, tomorrow night. Clay actually reached out to me last night. He said, and I think I might have made him nervous.
Uh-oh.
I think maybe, because of our previous conversation, I said, listen, I don't do this for a living. So I said, I'm a little, and I think he picked up that I was a little nervous about the set. Once I found out it was 20 minutes, my mind was at ease. I had probably 25 in the can. I was worried about extending it to the 45, and how was I going to
what happens after that?
Make this stretch. So he said, I don't want to read his exact words, but he was basically like, the most important thing, besides the crowd at the Liberty being entertained and having a good time, the most important thing is that you're comfortable on stage. He said, if you only want to do 10 to 15 minutes, that's fine. He said, then just I'll bring you up. I'll come on, do a couple minutes, bring you up, and then you do your thing, and then you bring me up, and I'll do about an hour. And so, spoiler alert, that's the rundown of the show. But it was like, I think I made him I was like, listen, I said, I'm pretty sure I got this 20 minutes worked out, at least 20. I might even go a little longer than that. And I've even been like, in case, because what I tend to do when I'm nervous is I talk really fast. So even if I speed through the set that I have, I've got a couple in the bank that I can just kind of, bring up to just kind of wrap it up.
Do you need like someone in the back with like cue cards if you start speeding with slow down?
Slow down. No, I think I should be okay. Right. I think it's I've spent, and I was actually thinking about this in my car. This is again what my life has become is. I'm doing the weave, by the way, the Trump weave. What my life has become is driving my car in stock silence and kind of just being in my own head. And I realized that the last time I did stand-up, I didn't have a lot of stage experience. I hadn't really done a lot of MC gigs. I hadn't really been in front of people to speak of. So it's a lot different now. You know, I'm not a nervous wreck like I used to be.
Sure.
I'm still a wreck, I'm just not a nervous wreck.
Well, and I think it probably helped to remember too that pretty much everyone there knows you and likes you.
Yeah, that's the other thing is they know me, and I'm like, I'd be careful. I don't want to step on toes or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't get too personal, but you know.
The other thing about Mr. Jim over here, let me tell you about it. Let me tell you, Jim.
Right.
No, I'm not gonna go there. But
by and large, the people in the crowd are rooting for you.
Even right there, I didn't want to say a last name because I didn't want to implicate myself.
Some guy named Roger Jones is like, what?
Sharon, you. It was pointed out to me actually by my girlfriend that I'm bad at making up names for scenarios. I tend to lean on the name Jim because I used it twice in I said Jim, and then I think the next reference was Uncle Jimmy, and I'm like, well, crap, I got to change that. I didn't even notice it. She pointed it out to me. She's like, oh, I like how you did the. I'm like, oh, that wasn't intentional. Let me fix that.
Note to self: open up name bank for generic names to insert.
But no, it's going to be great. It's for those who haven't gotten their tickets yet. Please get your tickets. We want to make this thing a huge success for the Humane Society. It's Comedy to the Rescue. You can get your tickets at thelibertyinc.com. If you wait till tomorrow and go to the main office during office hours, you can get those tickets with no service fee.
Nice.
But if you want to just get them immediately, get it done with, it's thelibertyinc.com. Doors will be opening, I believe, at 6 o'clock for the silent auction. We'll probably take the stage around 8 o'clock, maybe a little earlier than that.
Okay.
So give you guys some time to kind of do some browsing around, get your drink on.
All right.
But it's all going down tomorrow night at the Liberty, 312 West Virginia, or East 312 North Virginia in Roswell.
Yes. I was thinking my own personal schedule here.
Schedule.
Like if they start at 8,
if it's a blowout,
kickoff is at 7. Like if I get these guys going, and can I leave them to their own devices for the rest of the night? I don't know. I'm trying to finagle both. I don't know because to be honest, no one wants to sit here. I can't. No one else to be doing this tomorrow night.
Yeah, I understand.
No one wants to do that, so it's me.
It's a truly thankless job.
So I follow that sword where I don't, poor Sean, he's out there on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be there late
I'm the
Friday.
weekend warrior.
Yeah.
I've heard Mike say, the reason Sean came in is because I was sick of working weekends. You know what? I get it.
Yeah. And he's better at it than I am. But that's
I don't think that's. I learned what I learned from him, so I don't take the. He's basically patting himself on the back. He's like, I trained him well.
I just gave him.
I taught him well, young Padawan.
I gave him the pad and I gave him the pencil. He filled it himself.
There you go.
I gave him the cup. I gave him the juice. He filled it up himself.
Gave him the paint and the palette, and he's the one who painted the whatever the hell that is.
Our guests aren't here.
I haven't seen.
Okay, it's kind of quiet. Yeah. So we're scheduled to have the folks from the district attorney's office join us for their monthly visit. We'll give them a few minutes to pop by. Okay, I was online again looking, and I got curiosity piqued.
Okay.
This one's got me a little bit. I don't believe it, but the world has kind of got me thinking the other way.
Well, there's not much I don't believe these days.
So I watched a video of a dude with 5 eggs.
Okay.
And Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Not Diet Coke, not just regular
Coca-Cola. Right.
The man put the 5 eggs in a glass, filled it up with the soda. He left it like overnight in the video.
I think I've seen
and then
this.
The next day, the eggs are clear and jello-y, and you can hold them in there's no longer white. You see the yolk, the white is now a gel,
like
and then
clear,
you see the yolk in it, and it's
he
all.
picks it up like this. I think.
Now, here's the thing, because I'm like, no, that's hokum. This is. But a bevy of people in the comments said, no, it takes like a week, but it does work. And I'm like, huh.
Wow.
That's where it got me, because I'm like, no, but people are like, that 1 day stuff's not true, but if you leave it in there like a week, it will do that.
I've heard those my whole life. It's like, they would clean rusty nails with Coca-Cola, or the one that always got me was you can dissolve baby teeth in Coca-Cola. I'm like, first of all, how did we come about this discovery? You can dissolve a whole mess of baby teeth in Coca-Cola.
Psychopath over here.
You just told me more about you than I ever needed to know.
Check this guy's basement. What was it? The one that? Oh shoot! I was going to say here, but yeah, I was thoroughly like, this is complete garbage. But the comments made me think, well, there's a lot of people here saying it works, but it takes longer than what the guy was saying.
And I worry that if we do it, it's going to lead to a lot of bad smells.
And that's where I'm like, I kind of want to try it, but where?
Right.
I maybe I can do it at home. I can't do it outside because the cats will get to it. We have a series of alley cats. The
garage.
Yeah.
That's where all good experiments are done, is in the garage.
Maybe. I got to talk to my wife because she's going to have questions when she sees can I offer you an egg in this trouble time?
She's just going to be reaching for a Swiffer pad. She's just going to see eggs and Coca. Mac!
Don't worry about it.
I'm doing my thing. You do you. Okay.
Yeah, but I might. No, I didn't listen to the audio of the video. Maybe there's more in the details, like old eggs or new eggs. But here was a weird thing too, which also makes me very suspect.
Okay.
Is all of his eggs had double yolks.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Now, I don't know if that's a product of this Coke thing or he's got the luckiest dozen eggs he ever bought. I don't know.
Okay, so a lot of times, especially in YouTube Shorts, they'll throw stuff in there just to see if people... And it's the reason they do it is so that people go back and rewatch the short so they get another view.
Yeah.
It's kind of genius. So, I've seen these Amazon products you didn't know you need. And it's talking about a trash compactor, but they'll open it and the back will be like an open Magnum packet,
Right.
And it's like, was that and you go back to what, it works. It really does work.
It does.
My theory is that while that was happening is because I've seen a lot of those, and people who are on YouTube Shorts or TikTok know the bo 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 bada boom doop boom. It's always these videos where they do this crazy stuff. And then somebody will come along and try to either debunk it or prove it works. And a lot of those are genuine.
Right,
There's a lot of genuinely
research.
scientific backing behind it. I don't even know if I should talk about this because it feels risky. But have you been seeing? Hold on.
He's throwing his phone out the room.
I've seen a lot of these videos, not videos, these
don't
posts.
throw my phone out.
No, you're good. These posts are popping up on Facebook, and it's concerned parents saying, if you see a plastic bottle sitting on your lawn or somewhere, do not pick it up and throw it away. Because apparently, and I'm not going to say what people are putting in these bottles, but apparently there's a rash of kids who are putting materials inside of these plastic bottles to, when they're even shaken slightly, make them explode.
Oh, geez.
The problem I have with the posts on Facebook is, and Jocelyn was there when I read this post verbatim a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Twice in the post, it mentions exactly how to do it. Exactly the concoction of ingredients to make it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it feels like you're warning parents, but at the same time also giving out the recipe to anybody who wants to try this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
kind of
that's
terrifying.
Like 101.
Like I said, I'm not going to say, if you've seen this post, you know what I'm talking about.
Now, the people putting out the post, are they an authority of some kind?
No,
or
it's usually just a parent.
Just random people?
I've seen it shared a couple of times, and usually by a concerned parent or a neighbor.
So it's not an actual government entity or someone official sharing saying, don't pick up these bottles.
No,
it's
but it feels very much like
internet.
a gigantic sign next to a button that says "Do not press."
Yeah.
Is what it really feels like.
And then my next move is this just goat man of the internet?
I don't know. It worries me how quickly they put the thing, the recipe out there.
Yeah. Now, see, that's the part. Yeah, I'm like that. That's why I'm kind of thinking this the intent of putting it out is not the intent.
Well, it's like
their intent to do.
It's like they did a whole episode of King of the Hill. It's like when some newspaper runs the perfect cleaning solution.
Yeah. Well, even like Mythbusters.
Mm-hmm.
Mythbusters did a lot of experiments that involved creating things like you're speaking here.
Mm-hmm.
But every time they tried to recreate, they always said, "Well, we're blocking out the ingredients, or we're telling you different ingredients that we're actually using to do." Anytime they do that, so anytime I've seen anything remotely like that, they always do that.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Breaking Bad. It's like they were very specific with how to make meth, but they took out a few of the steps in the process.
Yeah, exactly. Because in case you're like, all right, put in barrel.
Methylamine. Like that whole thing, they even said this in the commentary after. Methylamine was just like a made-up thing for the show.
Cool. It's from the makers of
But
Retsin.
it was a great plot point. It was a cool MacGuffin. But
the makers of Retsin.
But yeah, it's just like this to me feels like, and if you're old enough to know, the Anarchist Cookbook.
I do.
From back in the day. When everybody was like, "Ooh, you're not supposed to have this," but everybody had,
I feel like
a PDF
if you go to
file.
some old Army Navy surplus store, you'll find a couple copies laying on a bookshelf somewhere in there. I feel like
I had a digital copy on a PDF for a number of years.
I remember seeing them in the old Army Navy store that was near our house as a kid, where we go buy our smoke bombs and our various accoutrement to play Army. Yeah,
there was one I always wanted to try, but I never had the guts or the money to pull off.
Mm-hmm.
It was the tennis ball. So you cut a small hole in a tennis ball and you break match heads on, like the striking where match heads. You stuff the ball full of it, and then you just throw it at like a wall or something. It's supposed to just burst into flames.
See, the difference was Sean was using this book to recreate his own jackass-like style.
No, that's exactly it. I wasn't looking to I wasn't trying to cause harm. I was like, how do we work this into a bit?
Only harm to himself and his friends.
Exactly. Back in the day, they called it thinning the herd.
That's right. I think we need to bring it back.
Yeah.
I'm a very big fan of thinning the herd. We don't have any guests, do we?
I don't think so. I need to go recover my phone.
I think we need a backup plan. So, what's that? No guests. Okay, I heard something from Jocelyn. I was like, oh, she's like E.F. Hutton. She doesn't speak very much. When she does, you listen. So, a whole generation of people are like, who's E.F. Hutton? All right, it is 9:20 or 8:21. Let's do this. I'm going to do some weather, and I'm going to come up with a backup plan here. So we'll be right back.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the Four Corners, and that'll be keeping things sunny for us today. Pretty warm, mid to upper 90s on the high. It might be a little bit breezy. Overnight looks clear with upper 60s, and then we're in the mid 90s for the afternoon high on Friday. Some sun and a little bit of cloud cover. We do have a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Saturday with low 90s, upper 80s, and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 68 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 44%. Winds currently out of the north at 6 miles per hour. High of 97 today, so a little warm. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 70 with winds out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, we are looking at a 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Otherwise, partly cloudy for the day. 94, so a little bit cooler. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain continues into the evening hours tomorrow night, mainly before midnight. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 70. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. And then looking at the weekend, things start cooling down. Mostly sunny, 93 for a high on Saturday. A little breezy, south winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then we drop down in the mid to low 80s for Sunday. And looks like at least the first half of next week. I'm looking through Wednesday, and we're looking at a high of 83 on Sunday, 82 on Monday. Tuesday, we're looking at 20% chances of rain with a high of 85, and a 20% Wednesday with a high near 80. Near 80. We might even get to 80. So, 97 today, but next week, cooler temps on the way. All right, it is 24 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 3.5-minute break, and what we're going to do, since our guest is not here, we're going to play our interview we had earlier this week. We had the Gonzalez family, and they're talking about the David Gonzalez annual Heart Walk and Run that's happening this Saturday. So we're going to play that interview here on the other side of the break. So we'll be back with that interview in 3.5 minutes. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
A good night's sleep is so important, and issues like sleep apnea make falling asleep and staying asleep nearly impossible, but we can help. I'm Dr. Sarah Usher at Carabelli Dental. With the help of a simple oral appliance, your sleepless nights could be a thing of the past. But don't take my word for it, just ask Lainey.
My name is Lainey Smith. I wasn't surprised when I found out I had sleep apnea simply because I had a horrible sleep pattern. I attempted to use the machine and it drove me nuts and I could not sleep with it. And then that's when Dr. Agger told me about the oral appliance. I would suspect I've been using it for 2 years now. In all of that time, I've had less than 10 poor nights of sleep. It's a complete game changer. I feel a lot better because I sleep.
This simple appliance can change your life. Call us today to set up your appointment so you can finally get the good night's sleep you need.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell or call 575-622-4455.
Your home is your sanctuary, and the land it's built on is even more precious. So when termites start devouring your house, you want a proven treatment that's environmentally responsible. You want the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System. The Centricon system is the green way to protect homes from subterranean termites. Rather than surrounding your house with hundreds of gallons of diluted chemical solution, the Centricon system strategically uses just a few grams of active ingredient in termite bait, working with natural termite behavior to destroy termite colonies. With this technology, it's no wonder the Centricon system became the only termite treatment to receive the Presidential Green Chemistry Challenge Award from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. And homeowners rate the Centricon system as the most environmentally sound termite treatment. Your home is your sanctuary, so monitor, bait, and eliminate termites with the Centricon system. Think of it as your own little piece on Earth.
Call Bob Reed Pest Control today for all of Southeast New Mexico. 575-623-5344. The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber-to-home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true. Trusted.
Here in Roswell, we work hard for our money. That's why it's important to spend our money wisely. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. When I walk through our store, I'm really impressed with the furniture we sell. It's so beautiful and so comfortable you could just feel the quality. This is furniture you'll be proud of for years to come. Furniture that your family will enjoy every day. Furniture that will last and last. Get the most from your hard-earned money. Come see us at Glenn's Furniture, where delivery is free since 1953.
The end of summer sales event is on now at Roswell Honda with savings across the lot on a blazing hot selection of vehicles. Get the job done with nearly $8,000 off 2024 Honda Ridgeline, now just $699 a month, or a 2024 Honda Accord, now just $499 a month. In the service department, take $10 off an oil change, 10% off walk-in parts, and buy 3 tires, get the 4th one free. The end of summer sales event is on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning from actually the Gonzalez family back with us. Mary and Omar Gonzalez back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
In unison, just like mom is so perfect, you know. Y'all know each other pretty good, I'm assuming.
Well.
That's right. How are y'all doing this morning?
Doing good.
Doing good.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Of course, I wish I always get to meet you under, I mean, it's a positive thing we got going on here, but it's always surrounding the memory of your husband and, of course, your father, David Gonzalez, who, anybody that's spent, time in Roswell, your family's, very much part of the fabric of this community here. And so, of course, about 5-6 years ago, we lost your husband, your father. And since then, we're going to have you've been honoring his memory through through this would be the 5th annual David Gonzalez Memorial Fun Run, 5K run and walk here, and it's coming up this weekend. And so we do this to honor his memory, but also to raise awareness, raise support for heart health, and heart awareness, because obviously that's what took your family member, your husband, your father here, and so we want to remind those families, in a fun way, but remind them, say, hey, keep on your ticker, man. This is I don't know statistics, but I know heart disease is probably one of the leading killers of humans in throughout the world here. And we need to raise awareness. And so you kind of use this platform as saying, hey, this is something we want to do to make sure that our family is, remember our family member, but at the same time, maybe help other families not have to deal with some of the things we dealt with.
Right. And back then in the days, you didn't talk about it. You didn't hear much about it.
Sure.
And now it seems like every time you turn around, you hear of someone who's had a heart attack.
Sure.
Or you hear of someone who has had, bypass surgery. And before, back then, you used to think it was older people
Absolutely.
who had the heart attacks. And now it's beginning to be more and more younger and younger and younger. David was 63.
Yeah, he was a young man himself. I mean, but you're right. I mean, look at the world we live in today, and you're seeing like athletes that are dropping with heart issues and things like that. It's so. Yeah, you're right. Most people like 20s, 30s. I'm sure in your 20s at Omar, last thing you were thinking about your heart. You're probably like, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even now, I still wouldn't really think about it.
Sure.
But it's something that.
More so than ever with you, because obviously you have a family history.
Right.
And more and more it seems like now when you sit down to watch TV, there's more and more commercials, more ads about your heart, getting your heart checked. More and more artists are having bypass surgery. I mean, I think here recently Mark Chestnut just also had that too. Here a couple of days ago, Tito Jackson. And yesterday, they in one of the local channels, they did confirm or say that it was a heart attack.
Yeah.
And
matter of fact, he was driving from New Mexico to Oklahoma or something and just the day before he was somewhere in Europe or somewhere. Yeah, I can't remember where he said he was, but but that's how sudden it was. This guy was living his life. And literally the next day driving and we lost him. And that's what we're talking about.
And that's what we want to do. And that's why we continue to do this walk, because, we're honoring David.
Sure.
And it's been 5 years, and it just keeps, the memory is still there, and everything's still there. But, we want to bring awareness to this, and that we want people to know that, guys, you got to get out there and get those numbers checked. You don't think about it. You don't, and that's why too we're going to have the Blue Cross Blue Shield van there, Loveless, that they're going to be doing screening, and it's just a screening to let you know this is where your numbers are. You might want to go in and get this check. This is, they're going to check your blood pressure. They can check your glucose. They can check your what's the other one? Your cholesterol.
Yeah.
And and just go in there and just get checked out. I mean, and then you can follow. They'll tell you, you might want to follow up on it. But we want people to see this, and but like with David, we didn't know. He didn't know. I mean, he kept going to the doctor, but never, ever, ever once did he have issues with his heart.
And it's a. I mean, yes, we know a lot about it, but at the same time, there's a lot we don't know. You know what I mean? And so we're still learning. I mean, like for instance, like my mother passed away. She had a heart aneurysm. She passed away in 2003. About a month prior to that, she had major dental surgery. And this was right around that time where they were figuring out, your dental surgery and heart, they're related.
Yeah.
But they didn't know at that time. And that's around the time they figured out. And this was 2003. That's 20 years ago. That's not that long ago. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
So
one of my kids
did
did a project in school, and it was about that. It was about your dental health.
Yeah.
And your dental health is connected to your heart health. And
Absolutely.
it's crazy how that works.
It is. But when you think about it, it makes sense because it's your human body. All of it's connected, all together. It's all, keeping you going and so it does make sense that if one facet falters, it's going to require the other parts to pick up the slack or do things. And so, yes, your whole body's connected. And so, and when your heart's kind of pumping the blood to get everything to where it's at, it's so important to make sure because it impacts so many other things. You could have, and that's other people that have passed or are dealing with other afflictions. 9 times out of 10,
it can be traced back to
it stems from a heart issue or something. Okay, maybe you're doing like diabetics and things like that. A lot of that they're dealing with same heart issues and things too because it's all related. And so you got to be on top of that.
We had the van was out there last year, and I do know that there was a few people that did go get screened. Good. And then they did find out that they needed to go to the doctor afterwards. So that's
what you want. You want to hopefully everyone says, no, you're good to go. But ideally, this is the point of that. It's to say, oh, you know what, your cholesterol is high. We need to do something about that because if it goes unchecked, you're going to have a stroke.
Right. You want to catch it before it gets bad.
And because they say that they say that if it's caught early enough, then yes, there's treatment for it, and it can help you out.
Anything in heart-related times of the issue, and especially if you're starting to feel symptoms of a heart attack or stroke, that's the quicker you get to medical attention, the more success they can have in having permanent issues from that thing. Death or serious other complications there. And so that's why it's so important.
And so this Saturday, I mean, and we want people to come out. We want people to come out and do the walk with us, and just make this. I mean, every year it seems like it keeps getting bigger and bigger. We get more and more people out there, and that's our vision, our plan, so that people will become aware of their hearts. Because you go around the whole year, you don't think about it, and then this comes up, and you're like, oh. It's that heart time. It's time to go get my heart checked.
Yeah.
Hey, you're right. I need to go.
Absolutely. And that's and sometimes you need family to spur you on a little bit. It's kind of because I get it. There's always one or two. What's it called? Stubborn in the family.
Right.
They don't like going to the doctor because the doctor always finds something wrong with them, right?
Yeah, I get it. I understand that.
Right.
It's like I was fine till I walked into the doctor's office.
Right.
We gotta talk to those people and get through to them. Whatever card you got to play to do it. If it's the what about your kids card or any, I don't care. All are on the table on this one.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that your family's as healthy as possible.
Yeah. Even with that said, so that's why we're having the car a show and shine.
Yes.
Bring people out to the show and shine. Hey, while you're here, why don't you go get your heart checked out while you're here?
People linger if you got cool cars and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You're like running. I don't know, but I'll look at some cool cars.
And
then
some
motorcycles.
We do have some motorcycles coming out this year. We didn't last year.
Okay.
But I did invite some people that have bikes, lowrider bikes. Bring those out.
So a little bit of everything.
Just come out and walk around. It's a beautiful morning. Right now, it is so gorgeous at 7:00 in the morning, and that's when we're going to have registration at 7:00.
Excellent. And where's everything going to be taking place?
It's going to be at the Cahoon Park, and we're going to be right there,
just like last year.
At the same place, and they'll see us out there at the parking lot of Angelica's office.
Okay.
And that's going to be our station.
Your jump off point there, or whatever starting point.
And and we're just asking everybody to just bring non-perishables for dogs, and we're going to take that to the shelter.
Oh, excellent.
And then
so collecting pet supplies.
Food
too. And litter and things like that.
And then, of course, if you bring something of human consumption,
we'll make sure it gets to the
Roswell. Where's
people.
it? To the campus.
To the campus.
Yeah.
To the college.
To the college.
To their food pantry on the college.
Yes, at the college.
Yeah, they have a great by the way, students and anyone else really, if you need help there,
Right.
they do have that on-campus pantry there, and not only do they do food, but if you have other resources in need there, you can reach out. So
Right.
again, another
Right.
resource for students there. That obviously David was very much a part of the fabric of the campus there too, and what they did out there. So it makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
We continue there too.
Exactly.
So, but it's all happening this Saturday out at Cahoon Park.
Right.
7 a.m. is when registration and everything's getting together here.
And then about 7:45, we'll start with our opening ceremonies.
Okay.
We'll have the national anthem, and we're going to be having some students from the choral department at Roswell High.
Okay.
So they'll be doing the national anthem, and
They'll
then
make
of
they'll
course,
class it up with some singing. And,
yeah.
and,
So we'll have them out there. We'll also have the color guard out there, and so yeah. So and then we'll get started at 8:00.
Excellent.
So the race, actually, the walk, the race, the run, it'll get started about 8:00, a little after.
Well, you get time to visit and get warmed up, and
But
you know.
like I said, the morning is just gorgeous. Just come out there, bring a chair, and sit out there and enjoy the morning.
I love Cahoon Park anyway because it's it's got the mature trees, and it almost feels like you're not in southeast New Mexico for a minute when you're at Cahoon Park. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You feel like
yeah.
you're in some like a park could be in Virginia for all you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
just
like that.
gorgeous
Yeah.
out there. And so now, like I said, hopefully we'll have all these other activities so that people can just walk around and just enjoy. We were hoping also to get some vendors out there, but the word has been out. We had flyers put up, all over Roswell. So, I hope that people have taken notice of it, and they know that come out there.
Yeah.
We'll get some vendors out there,
It's
and
going to be a fun event too. That's
have some coffee. Come out and sit down and have some coffee.
Visit.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of, especially if you grew up with David or friends with
Yeah.
David, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stories and talking of times with
Right.
David, and a lot of sharing of memories there too. As much as we are raising awareness for heart health and all that, we are honoring and remembering and celebrating David and your family here too a little bit. So that's going to be part of the event.
Right. And we're also this year, there's just 4 or 5 people that we are also going to just honor as well too, that lost their lives here within the last year of a heart attack. And like I said, when you hear about it, like for us, we can empathize, and we can just kind of help them through this, because it's just, when it just happens, it's just a sudden thing, and you don't realize that.
Well, I mean, life, death, these are all parts of the cycle. We're all going to experience it at some point or another. But events like this, it's like let's see let's make that as long as humanly possible, and that's what and that's why it's so important. Is we want to honor, and like you said, heart disease is something that impacts every single person's life, either directly or indirectly. I mean, we talk about cancer, and someone with cancer, and how that common that is. I would say heart disease is probably more common than that.
It's beginning to get there. Yeah.
I mean, all of us. I mean, 9 times out of 10, you could talk to someone and everyone's saying father, mother, grandmother, grandfather. Some senior relative probably has passed from some heart-related disease, whether it's stroke or heart attack or whatever. It's that common. And so we got to do everything we can to just be knowledgeable about that stuff. So come out and have the run and have fun, but if nothing else, come out there and get screened. Come out there and get the screenings, and let's see where you're at, and let's see, maybe it's perfectly fine and you're nailing it, but maybe it's time to, and I hate to tell you this, but it's earlier and earlier. I know we're talking 20s and everything at the beginning, you feel indestructible.
Yeah.
But you're starting to see signs of that in the teens now, and things like you said at the beginning here. We're seeing younger and younger people having more advanced heart-related issues that you wouldn't think are having that.
Right.
And so the onus is on us to be proactive about that, and know your health, and do something about it if you think that the signs are there that you're going down that direction.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's this Saturday.
This
7 a.m. out at Cahoon Park. If you're not familiar, Cahoon Park, if you go down 2nd, it's right kind of in the heart of downtown there by the old pool. Yeah, people have been here forever.
It's on Union and 4th Street.
Union and 4th Street
there
is
you
where
go.
we're going to be. Yeah, Union and 4th Street is where we're going to, it'll all take place at the
It's that part
opening.
of town that's very green and looks very different than the other parts of town.
Yeah.
Well, right.
But yeah, come on out and come celebrate with us. I mean, because we're celebrating life as much as we are for screening and everything else.
Right,
too. So
right.
Come and honor David and come and who knows, maybe just get set up for that thing that saves your life.
Exactly. Well, the Gonzaleses, it's a big family. I mean, and we were very, very fortunate that, we still have a lot of David's brothers here still, and his sisters.
A very community oriented.
I mean, that's
just kind of it. Your whole family's involved in some place, some facet of Roswell.
Yeah. Go somewhere and say, "Oh, you're part of that family." Yes, you're part of that one. Yes, you are.
Which Gonzales are you?
And ever since I retired, it's just kind of I'm still out there, and so people still remember.
Your husband kind of set the tone here, and the family's picked up that mantle and carried it.
Yeah. Right. So we just again, just want to reiterate and just really encourage people to come out and do this walk. I mean, do this walk not only for David, do this walk for someone that that has heart issues or past, and do it. And just come out and support this walk so we could make it bigger and bigger every year.
It would be ideally it'd just be kind of where we one of our tent pole events. You have like Walk for Hope, and like there's certain things in town that you just that's that time of year, Chili Cheese Fest, whatever it is, and maybe we can turn the David Gonzales Memorial Fun Run into one of those events where it's that time of year, September. Time to do our memorial walk here.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
But it is this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Come be a part.
5 yeyears already. 5 years.
Time is going by so quick. It's just I hate it. Like COVID. I mean, that was 4 years ago, and I'm like, what happened? Like, that was it's just everything is just zipping by.
Right.
Happens when you get older, and when you're younger, it gets faster.
Yeah,
I swear it does. I don't know how, but it does.
Yes.
But come on out and come ready to run. Come in your I think so Saturday, mostly sunny, high near 90. So 7 a.m. should be probably in the 60s right around that time. Maybe upper 60s.
Yeah,
perfect weather.
It's been about 60s, maybe 70s.
Yeah,
when I'm heading to work. So
I think the overnight Friday night is 67. So should be about 68 right around there, 69-ish, somewhere around there. So it'll be good weather.
It should be good.
So it's a lot better than 110, I'll tell you.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Right. And we do have. People can come out to walk it just to enjoy the walk. It's a beautiful. If you've never done that walk at Cahoon Park, and then it goes all the way to the bird sanctuary, turn around and come back.
It's a very pretty,
beautiful walk in the morning.
But if you've never done it, then use that as an excuse. Go walk around and see your town a little bit.
But we're also going to have some awards for first and second place runner and first and second place walker. If you want to compete and do that, then you're more than welcome. But
take
if
it
you
as seriously as you want,
or just take the stroll and enjoy the morning. That's
either way.
Yeah, right.
You get out being physical and that's a good thing. Enjoying fresh air, walking around.
Just throwing it out there that I did get first place the second year that we.
Omar with the gauntlets throwing here.
It was just walking, but
I'm really fast. So there's your mark right there, Omar. Very good. But come on out and join us. Come celebrate with us. Come honor with us. Come get healthy with us.
There it is.
That's what it is.
Come that's the key. Get healthy.
Yeah.
And keep walking. And I get told often, Mary, just now that you've retired, you've got to keep active. You've got to keep doing things.
Busy,
keep moving, and that's the important thing. Get out there and walk, exercise, and.
I feel like that's not really a problem for you.
No, my kids keep her busy.
Like,
my kids and her grandkids.
Right. Yeah. So now I've got five granddaughters and 6 great grandkids.
Oh, wow.
So yeah.
Sounds like there's room for more though.
Yeah.
Get busy, Omar.
Yeah, it's
you probably would wish for more, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
All grandparents are like, when are you gonna have more kids? It's like, I got 4 already. How many more do you want?
And then, of course, Angelica has her 4 furry animals, and which are my granddogs, and she's got me this what do you call it? that I put on my car that says "I love my grand furry babies."
Oh yeah, because and they'll tell you they're just as important.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah. Chloe will be out there with her shirt on.
Oh, good.
We always have shirts made, and it says 5th Annual David Gonzalez Walk, and so her little what is she?
A weenie dog.
Her little weenie dog. She's got her shirt. And she's ready to do the walk.
Nice.
And she'll have hers on.
Short sleeves, but extra long body.
Yeah.
All
right.
torso and no sleeves.
Yeah, instead of tall and big, it's short and long.
Short and long. They need that store. Where's I got the big and tall. Where's the short and long store?
Yeah,
awesome.
But yes.
But thank you guys for coming in here.
Well, thank you.
And
thanks for
come
having
on
us.
out. Come have some fun out here. Come get healthy. Come on. Again, 7 a.m., Cahoon Park. Everything's getting underway. You can register. You can do that. Bring your friends. Grab your friends. Let's get as many people out to Cahoon Park on Saturday, out here walking and getting healthy and remembering David Gonzalez.
Yeah,
there you go. Yes, yes. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you guys, and we don't have to see you again next year. We can see you sooner than this.
There you go.
Come on by
There you
anytime.
go.
I know you guys are pretty busy and stuff, so whatever you got going on, let us know. We'd love to do
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks
guys.
for having us.
Thank you, and hopefully we got another huge success this year, and we'll even bigger for the 6th.
Exactly. Yes.
There you go. Guys. There you go. Thanks.
All right, it is 7:45 already. Let's pause for news, your Kim Commando update, also your Ballard Lagrone Remembrance. We've got a quick commercial break because we got a lot of stuff here. We'll get it all in.
Hello. An Artesia business is sharing in this year's Excellence in Reclamation Award. From the New Mexico Energy, Minerals, and Natural Resources Department, Sweat Construction of Artesia has earned the award for its combined efforts with Arizona-based Oxbow Engineering on the Dutchman Canyon Restoration Project. That project reclaimed an abandoned mine site about 4 miles west of Raton, New Mexico. The annual award recognizes excellence and innovation in coal, hard rock, and aggregate mine reclamation and abandoned mine land reclamation projects. Eddy County Commissioners have tabled a request to tear down the old Happy Valley Fire Station at 4130 West Texas Street. County Fire Chief Joshua Mack said the building was supposed to be repurposed as an annex once the new fire station was built across the street. But he said they ran into a number of significant structural issues that have prevented that. Commissioners decided to wait until an appraisal of the building is finished before deciding whether to tear it down. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. A thriller on the pitch last night as Goddard played NMMI in boys soccer. Goddard wins the game 3-2 in overtime. The winning goal came in the first overtime. Rockets are now at 4-9. They'll host Los Alamos Saturday at 2 o'clock. NMMI will be playing at Robertson Saturday at 1 o'clock. Here's some more scores from Tuesday in girls soccer. It was Goddard moving to 6-4-1 on the season, beating Ruidoso 3-0. Olivia Rosso with 2 goals. Brianna Rivera with 1 goal. They'll play at Clovis tonight at 6:30. Roswell beats back Lovington, no problem, 6-0. The Coyotes host Alamogordo tonight at 6 o'clock. And in volleyball action from Tuesday, Roswell defeats Alamogordo in 3 straight. They'll be playing at Goddard tonight at 6:30. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the 4 corners, and that'll be keeping things sunny for us today. Pretty warm, mid to upper 90s on the high. It might be a little bit breezy. Overnight looks clear with upper 60s, and then we're in the mid 90s for the afternoon high on Friday. Some sun and a little bit of cloud cover. We do have a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Saturday with low 90s, upper 80s, and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
I'm James Flippin. Following yesterday's announced rate cut from the Fed, stocks finished lower, the Dow giving up earlier gains as the Fed had forecast a rate cut ahead of time, but the market was uncertain as to how aggressive the rate cut would be, and so it's a 50 basis point cut, the first cut of any kind since 2020. Also notably, very close to the election in terms of U.S. history and when the Fed decides to adopt adopt an easing of monetary policy. In yesterday's economic data as well, U.S. housing starts and building permits rebounded more than expected in August. Today, look for initial jobless claims as well as existing home sales and leading economic indicators for August. Company-specific news. Boeing is announcing temporary layoffs of thousands of employees. CEO Kelly Ortberg told employees yesterday the furloughs will begin over the coming days. And this comes as 33,000 workers are on strike. The proposed merger between Alaska Airlines and Hawaiian Airlines can proceed after getting approval from the U.S. Department of Transportation. And on the whole, the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 103 points yesterday. The S&P 500 down 0.29%. The NASDAQ Composite down 0.31%. That's the Market Report. I'm James Flippin.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
There are black beans, and then there are Goya black beans. Whole, plump, delicious, and loved by all kinds of chefs. The professional chefs at Chef's Best love them so much, they awarded our beans their Excellence Award. At Home Chefs love them so much, they awarded our beans the internationally acclaimed Goya black beans. Whole, plump, and oh so delicious. Find them in the Goya section of your local grocery store. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
Have you ever felt lonely? Maybe you recently lost a parent or a spouse or, sadly, even a child. Perhaps you were diagnosed with an illness and felt no one understood. Maybe your marriage ended, or maybe you've never been married. Perhaps you took a stand against wrong but felt you had no support. The Bible is full of people who were alone, yet overcame loneliness to do great things. Joshua was left to lead the Israelites after his mentor and leader Moses died. God told him, "Be strong and courageous, do not be afraid, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." On the night that Jesus was betrayed, he asked his closest friends to pray for him. But as he begged God to let his path be different, his friends couldn't stay awake. During his trial, one of his closest friends denied him 3 times. Only one of his disciples was left at the foot of the cross in the end. Jesus understands loneliness, yet he always trusted in God and in the plan to save us, no matter how alone he felt. Let us take comfort in God's assurance to us when he says, "I will never leave you or forsake you."
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Get ready to laugh your paws off. The Roswell Humane Society presents Comedy to the Rescue, Friday, September 20th, 6 p.m. at the Liberty in Roswell, featuring comedian Clay Foley.
But I drove a van load of homeless cats to Colorado, which I'm keenly aware sounds like code for I delivered drugs to Colorado.
Plus door prizes, a silent auction, and me, Sean Smalls. And it's all to benefit the Roswell Humane Society. Tickets are on sale now at thelibertyinc.com. Get yours before they're gone. Comedy to the Rescue, Friday, September 20th, 6 p.m. at the Liberty, 312 North Virginia in Roswell.
At Artesia General Hospital, we know it's early, but schedule your mammogram today and save. Call 855-RAD-EXAM and save 10% off mammograms scheduled through October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And get a refreshing drink discount from Kith & Kin in Artesia or Blue House in Carlsbad. We use leading-edge, FDA-approved Genius 3D mammography technology to deliver more accurate results faster and with more comfort. Women over 40 do not need a referral for yearly screenings. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/mammogram.
The Fall into Savings sales event is on now at Roswell Hyundai, the home of...
Yes.
Get a 24 Hyundai Tucson SE just $442 a month, or a 24 Hyundai Elantra SEL just $379 a month, and test drive the all-new 25 Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid, rugged and ready for wherever the road takes you. 0 down and no payments for 90 days on select vehicles, and don't forget to sign up to win one of 2 65-inch 4K smart TVs to be given away September 21st and 28th at 1 p.m. The Fall into Savings sales event on now at the home of Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
With summer here, it's cool to be at the Cow. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop is your authorized Brothers Sewing Machine dealer for Southeast New Mexico, and they're all on sale right now at the Calico Cow. New fabric styles for summer are here, and holiday and Christmas fabrics are arriving daily. If you're still stitched to your own machine and you just want a tune-up, call for in-house maintenance 575-639-2586. The Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop, 200 East College in Roswell. Want to know how? Come see the Cow.
Hey, this is Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's worst nightmare. You know storm chasers, those out-of-town roofers that descend on neighborhoods after big storms. They come in, do a crummy job, then poof, they're gone forever. Well, a few years ago, our area had a hailstorm, and right on cue, storm chasers showed up. I was driving home from work one evening and saw one talking to an elderly lady on her porch. I said, "Not today, buddy." I did a U-turn, pulled in the driveway, and walked right up to them. I warned the woman who they were talking to, and I chased away the storm chaser. The woman's daughter called me later and said a storm chaser ripped them off a few years ago. She thanked me for stopping this one and chose Trustmark for her roof. Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's nightmare. Every homeowner's champion. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring and roof gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF. Or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
You deserve to enjoy your health. You deserve to enjoy your passions. We're here to make that easy. If you're over 65, Medicare is yours, and New Mexico Aging Services is your expert, unbiased guide to finding the best plan for you at no charge. So instead of navigating Medicare on your own, spend your time doing what you love. We'll help you get the care you need to keep doing it. Medicare, make it yours today. 2024 open enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Get started today at aging.nm.gov/Medicare. This announcement was paid for in part by Grant 2201 NMMDR from the Administration for Community Living, sponsored by this station and the NMBA.
Your home for Kim Commando in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A troubling report on Iranian interference in the U.S. presidential race. The FBI says Iranian hackers stole sensitive information from the Trump campaign and then offered it to the Biden-Harris camp. Former President Trump says he's not surprised because, in his words, Biden is working with Iran, and Iran doesn't exactly like me. The former president tells a rally in New York that 2 assassination attempts have strengthened his commitment to his presidential quest.
They've only hardened my resolve to use my time on earth to make America great again, for all Americans to put America first.
And some leading Republican lawmakers say it's likely the latest Trump assassination attempt will give him more support among voters.
Senator Lindsey Graham predicts, quote, "I think people are going to rally to President Trump's side. He's under siege on so many fronts." He also says the specter of political violence does no one any good. Graham adds, "It's a Republican today. It could be a Democrat tomorrow." One GOP senator anonymously told The Hill the weekend attempt on Trump's life would lead to what he called a rally-around effect. Bob Agnew reporting.
The leader of Hezbollah says this week's deadly attacks on the group's communication devices were a severe blow that crossed a red line. Hundreds of pagers and walkie-talkies used by Hezbollah blew up, killing at least 32 people. White House National Security spokesman John Kirby insisting the U.S. had nothing to do with it.
What I can tell you is we were not involved in yesterday's incidents or today's in any way. And I don't have anything more to share.
Less than 2 weeks to a potential partial government shutdown, a stopgap funding bill has failed to clear the House. Speaker Mike Johnson says now it's back to the drawing board. On Wall Street, the Dow up 372 points, NASDAQ ahead 412 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Israel has arrested an alleged Iranian agent accused of involvement in several assassination plots.
According to Israel's police and domestic intelligence, the Israeli businessman who lived in Turkey was recruited by Iran last year. He's said to have been asked to perform relatively small-scale tasks on behalf of Tehran, before he was asked by Iranian intelligence to help plan the assassinations of the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Defense Minister, Yoav Gallant, and or the head of the Domestic Security Agency, Ronan Bar. While the Israeli account cannot be verified, it highlights the ongoing shadow war between Israel and Iran, which is running in parallel to the direct conflicts between Israel and Iran-backed armed groups in the region.
The BBC's Yolande Nell. Court in Hong Kong sentencing the first two people under the strict new Hong Kong national security law. News and analysis at townhall.com. An iconic American brand falls on hard times.
Remember Tupperware parties? Well, the 1946 company that revolutionized food storage has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, although it says it plans to keep operating and will seek court approval for a sale. Tupperware brands soared in the mid-century as a way for women to start their own businesses and saw a brief resurgence in the early days of the pandemic, with more customers cooking at home. But in general, sales have been declining since 2018, with rising competition from cheaper brands. There were warning signs in recent months. The company sought financing to stay afloat and received non-compliance notices for failing to file its annual results with the Security and Exchange Commission. I'm Jennifer King.
The discovery of a body has ended the manhunt for the Kentucky interstate gunman. Authorities had been seeking Joseph Couch in connection with the shootings. 5 people injured, a dozen vehicles hit by gunfire along a stretch of I-75 near London, Kentucky. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. Let's have a listen. What does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos. My tongue ain't working.
You just had a lozenge or something put in there.
Had a Skittle.
Skittle.
Yeah, I was chewing on a Skittle.
Skittle.
It'll really debilitate your trilling ability. Tres inviernos. There you go.
Yeah. Of Mornings with Mike. Right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Thursday, everybody.
Ah, yes.
Got a big weekend. Lots going on.
There's a whole lot going on this weekend.
Yep.
The Holiday Festival is happening in the Convention Civic Center this weekend.
Saturday and Sunday.
Indeed.
It's all artisan, handmade, great stuff there. Also want to make note that they have a silent auction at the event this weekend, and I ask you to bid generously on those items. They're all items that the vendors have donated for the silent auction. And so the proceeds from that will go to the DA dogs, which we just got a call. We got a mix up. They thought they're on at 9. So we're going to get them on. But anyway, so I ask when you do go out to the holiday arts and crafts show this weekend, go visit and bid on those silent auction items to help out our DA dogs. Because all of that is grassroots right now. There is no public funding for that, and there needs to be, because it's a great program that it's really started out of the 5th Judicial District, and it's a great tool, these dogs, to have them to work with witnesses and various other people to really help collect evidence and get information that they can use to get justice for these victims. So
calm is maybe the best tool that a investigator has in these situations. Yep. If you can bring calm to the situation, you're going to get the most out of it.
Absolutely. So please
when you're out there buying your amazing crafts and gifts and eats and what have you, because there's going to be food too.
Yes.
Make sure you visit that auction too.
Speaking of silent auctions,
yes.
Do you want to encourage you to bring some of that fold money to Comedy to the Rescue? Why do I keep forgetting? Comedy to the Rescue tomorrow night at the Liberty.
It's Billy Crystal, Robin Williams, and what's her name?
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg's fault.
Yeah.
When they started Comedy Relief.
Comic Relief. But I'll tell you this. When I was a kid, when I was like, I'd say it was like 89, I think this is when this came out.
Yeah.
To put things into perspective. A bunch of cartoon companies got together under the auspices of drug awareness and the Just Say No initiative. And they released this program called Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue. The reason this was such a big deal to me as a kid was it was crossing brands and genres. Like Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse were on the same special.
Right, yeah.
Garfield, the Ninja Turtles, like Muppet Babies, all these cartoons that I watched.
Cats and dogs living together.
It was pandemonium, I'm telling you. It was pandemonium. And as a kid, it's the one thing in the entire war on drugs that ever got through to me. Because I was like, yeah, we can get behind this. Yeah, guys, right? Yeah. Bringing cartoons together. Yeah.
If Bugs Bunny and Mickey Mouse can hang out together.
Alf was there. Alf wasn't even a cartoon, and he was there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing. They got Lorenzo Music, the original voice of Garfield, to come out and do Garfield for Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue. I mean, it was pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Alf. Because, like, I just got to thinking because, well, with this whole Haitian cat
There's
thing,
been such a resurgence of Alf memes.
You're absolutely correct. And it just got me thinking, it's like, in the big scope of things, the TV show Alf was only on for like 2 seasons or something. It was not on very long.
Right.
Maybe 3. I don't know. It wasn't even enough to get into syndication, I don't think. But how many shows that really get that kind of run do we still talk about 30 years later ad nauseam?
Very few. I mean, look at Harry and the Hendersons. When's the last time we talked about Harry?
Yeah. And I mean, but even still, it's just, I don't know, but like Star Trek is the one that is the exception to the rule, because the original Star Trek really in its first run wasn't earth-shattering.
And we've talked about this already this week, but Mr. Bean. I mean, he only had the 14 episodes.
Yeah.
That's all he needed.
I know.
So you can leave your mark with a very few limited number of episodes. It's just, it really has to mean something, you know?
I just think, and I think part of that reason was Alf was marketed. Unlike any other TV show, because not many sitcoms had breakfast cereals, had toys for kids. You know what I mean? Like cartoons did, but not evening sitcoms. Like you aren't getting your Too Close for Comfort plush dolls for your kids. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the best you could do is a Dukes of Hazzard lunchbox. Let's be honest.
Mom's Small Wonder. Yeah, it wasn't a big thing.
Hey, my Mr. Belvedere lunchbox. I mean, they weren't.
Is that my Benson thermos?
Yeah, they weren't clamoring for that there at that time. So maybe that might have something to do with it.
Sure,
but
my Alice's Restaurant pull stringed action figure.
No, those actually went to collector plates.
Right. There was a weird thing that came out a few years ago. I think it was only on a brief, like split second, blink and you'd miss it episode of Alf. Alf is walking away from, there's like a walk away shot where Alf is like walking into another room.
Yeah.
Alf has a tail.
Does he?
Yeah. You only see it for just a quick second, but Alf has a tail.
All right.
It's like when they first came out with the Alf doll, they put a tail on. People are like, why is there a tail? Because Alf has a tail.
I feel like this is like a Reddit thread.
No, it's one of those uncanny or Mandela effects.
Right. Because people swear it doesn't have a tail.
My Alf never had no tail. No, Alf has a tail. I had a plush Alf when I was a kid. And Alf had a tail.
Yeah. Well, can we compare to other Melmacians to see if they have tails?
Do you know some other Melmacians? I'll make a phone call if you can provide the list.
Let me dust off my Rolodex and take a gander, see if I got some Melmacians
lying
around there. We can ask cats.
But the point of all this being that the silent auction tomorrow night, a comedy to the rescue. So that we bring it back. We're gonna have a lot of really, really cool items. Champion Motorsports has donated a awesome bucket of dog and cat accoutrement.
Just got a historical society one I put together for
a couple of lithographs, some books, some John LeMay. I'm guessing in there some.
Yeah, there's also some plants and a gift card for pets and a blanket. And it's a cornucopia of stuff.
Very cool. Got the man tub, got the woman tub, all sorts of other cool stuff. Stuff for drinkers, stuff for gamblers. We got the poker set. So a lot of cool silent auction items. Bring that fold money tomorrow night to Comedy to the Rescue at the Liberty. 6 p.m. is when the doors are going to open for the silent auction. So come on out and be a part.
Yeah, come have some fun, some food, some drinks, and some laughs. And
as much as we can.
All helping our Roswell Humane Society.
Absolutely.
So, good stuff. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. Then shortly thereafter, we're going to have Ray Baca join us here talking Golden Gloves boxing coming up this weekend, or it's actually the 28th.
Yep, next weekend.
Next weekend. Sorry, I'm a weekend ahead. The New Mexico Boxing Hall of Fame is going to have their annual banquet here at the Roswell Convention Civic Center, and I believe there's 11 New Mexicans being entered into this year's Boxing Hall of Fame, including some Roswell folks there, and Ray will tell us all about that here in just a little bit. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, along with your Wall Street business update. We'll try to work that Cowboys report in, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show.
I actually got to talk to Ray. I'm a little upset. I smelted down a pair of Golden Gloves. I got nothing.
Nothing.
I don't even think it's real gold. I'll be honest. It was more disappointed than mad. So
did it turn to chocolate?
It just sort of like melted away to nothing.
It's like the gold went away.
Sitting there staring at smelting material, like what happened?
I think they're the different gloves, different ones.
Doggone it! I had the fool's Golden Gloves. That was the problem.
Golden Globes. All right, it is 9:15. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the Four Corners, and that'll be keeping things sunny for us today. Pretty warm, mid to upper 90s on the high. It might be a little bit breezy. Overnight looks clear with upper 60s, and then we're in the mid 90s for the afternoon high on Friday. Some sun and a little bit of cloud cover. We do have a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Saturday with low 90s, upper 80s, and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 36%. Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. Sunny and a high of 97 today. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. If you're not a fan of this warm, it will cool down here over the next several days. Partly cloudy tonight. Expect an overnight low of 70. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For your Friday, there is a 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow afternoon. Partly cloudy, 94 for a high tomorrow, so a smidge cooler. Winds will be out of the south 5 to 10 miles per hour. As the day progresses, those winds will increase 15 to 20 miles per hour. Friday night, we're also looking at a 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms before midnight. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 70 degrees. South winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For the weekend, Saturday, a little bit cooler, mostly sunny, 93 for a high. Breezy, south winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Sunday, we see a good drop in temps, mostly sunny, 83 for a high on Sunday. So we're seeing about a 10-degree drop there overnight. And those 80s carry you into next week with some rain chances, 82 on Monday. Tuesday, a 20% chance of rain, 85 for a high. A 20% on Wednesday, 80, near 80 for a high on Wednesday. So cooler temps are on the way. All right, 9:17, we're going to take a 3.5-minute break, and then on the other side of the break, we'll have Ray Baca join us to talk Golden Gloves and the Hall of Fame luncheon coming up here. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
What? My trade's got to be worth more than this! Hey, Roswell and surrounding areas, don't get hit hard by low trade offers. Right now, the all-new Roswell Ford needs your trade. That means you'll get top dollar for your trade. Stuck in your loan or lease? Roswell Ford wants to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth. So you can drive a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for a lot less. For a limited time, get 0% APR or no payments till 2025. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 36 months is $27.78 per thousand financed on select models. No payments till 2025. Subject to lender approval through Ford credit. Offers not combined.
You've heard of a Four Seasons room, but have you heard of a Four Seasons window? Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing and Windows. It might surprise you to learn many windows are built to handle only the cold or only the heat, but not both. In Southeast New Mexico, one or the other doesn't cut it. That's why Trustmark windows are built to handle our Four Seasons climate. The scorching summers, the bone-chilling winters, and everything in between. Special glass coating blocks extreme UV rays. A stout frame prevents warping from the extreme weather changes. And insulated glass is like putting your home in a giant styrofoam cooler in the winter and keeps cold out and warmth in. And in the summer, it keeps heat out and cool in. For our Four Seasons weather, get Four Seasons windows. Call today for your no-obligation spring window assessment, 575-755-7663, or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
October is National Co-op Month, and Central Valley Electric Cooperative is having a Member Appreciation Fall Festival on Wednesday, October 9th. Come join us in the CVE Jack Case Community Room anytime between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. There will be food, games, music, giveaways, door prizes, and more. You don't want to miss it. If you're a CVE member, stop by between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. October 9th and celebrate National Co-op Month with us. We hope to see you there.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. Fergalicious. In fact, they're downright funky. Fergalicious. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2660. Fergalicious.
So your pecans aren't as big and bountiful as they used to be? Well, what would Jim Gill do?
Hi, this is Ben from Roswell Seed Company. Few people knew as much about pecans as Jim Gill. And if he were here today, he'd tell you it was time to fertilize. He'd tell you just what you need and show you how to use it. Then he'd make some joke about your neighbors making fun of your nuts.
So when there's trouble with your pecans, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, talk some Golden Gloves boxing. Ray Baca back with us. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning, Mike. How are we doing today?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Busy, but good. It's a good thing.
It is a good thing. We got, of course, obviously, when we the big events for Golden Gloves, when we have our boxing events, like we just had this past April here or March.
March, that's correct, March.
And but this time of year is the time where we honor the legends of New Mexico boxing.
That's correct.
The people that have devoted probably in most cases, probably their lives to boxing in New Mexico.
That's very true, Mike. I'm very fortunate to some of these guys that we're honoring. I worked with a couple of them because, I'm one of the older guys, right?
You're one of those legends, Ray.
I wouldn't classify myself there.
There's a living, walking legend, but a legend for boxing, sure. I mean, I would argue that we have it here because of yourself, and gentlemen like you.
That's true as far as now is concerned, but it's not me. There's a lot of people, and a lot of people before that, like the Sam Gallups, the Willie Halls, the Jim Lillies, the Chris Flores, those guys. They're the ones that made and we're just kind of following behind.
Sure.
You know?
But you're also setting the table for the next generation.
I
too.
appreciate that. Thanks,
yeah,
Mike.
you know what I mean? That's because I'm going to guess 20 years from now, there'll be a couple people like us talking. They'll be talking about guys like yourself and some of these people we're honoring this weekend or here in the 28th here.
That's correct. What we have is the New Mexico Boxing Hall of Fame.
Yes.
It's going to be held on the 28th of September here in Roswell.
Yeah, Saturday night.
Saturday night at the Convention Center, 6 p.m. This year we're on. We've got. I'm going to start off with a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Okay.
Which is Juan Nunez.
Okay.
We're going to be honoring Juan. Juan is formerly of Roswell, but he currently lives in Albuquerque.
Okay.
After he left here, went to college, went into the service, retired as a colonel in the United States Army, and has been serving in a lot of different capacities throughout the state as a state board commission, a Hall of Fame, Golden Gloves, former fighter himself, and official. So we're going to honor him.
That's amazing
he is,
resume inside and outside of the boxing community.
That's correct. Matter of fact, when the name was brought up, we brought up the name, and there was like 6 of us voting, and we brought his name up, and it was like, well, there wasn't even a vote. Put him in.
He was that unanimous, kind of like George Washington that first time. Just pick that guy; he's good.
Exactly. And then we have Legacy Promotions. Legacy Promotions. The founders are Aaron Pettis, Jordan Pettis, Gabriel Carlin, and Eric Martinez, and they're out of Albuquerque.
Okay.
Here recently, they had a card of. Actually, they've done like 25 professional promotions.
Oh wow!
Yeah. As a matter of fact, here recently they had some championship fights there in Albuquerque, and they Legacy Promotions, along with Top Rank Promotions, Bob Arum. They had those fights in Albuquerque, and they were televised through ESPN.
Oh, that's amazing!
Yeah, so
that's a lot of shine on some of these young boxers trying to make their way into the business.
Exactly. So we're going to honor those guys. We're going to honor Legacy Promotions. Actually, we're looking forward to seeing all of these guys as I talk to them. I know a lot of these guys personally. Actually, all of them except for the young lady. But anyway, the others we have Chris Linson Jr.
Okay.
He's out of Santa Fe. His father is a member of the Hall of Fame.
Okay. So it's a family tradition in there.
It just kind of goes. Yeah. He's quite a fighter. And then we have Chris Flores Jr.
Okay.
Chris was born and raised in Roswell.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he passed away maybe 2-3 years ago. But
Okay.
he's just maybe 3 or 4 years younger than I am.
Okay.
And he was fighting at that same time.
Okay.
Went in the service and moved away, never came back. But Chris and his father was one of our coaches as well.
Okay.
So there's another one of those legacies,
Absolutely,
if you will.
yeah. And of course, I'm going to assume we'll have great representation from the family.
That's correct.
On that Saturday
That's
night.
correct.
There too.
I've been in contact with the daughter, and she was able to get people together. So
Sure.
we're going to honor.
It's as big an honor to them it is their loved one that they no longer have. Because guess what? Every person that we're talking about here has a family behind them, supporting them and allowing them to succeed.
Very true. As a matter of fact, Chris at one time fought at the what is that? Oh my God, in New York, the
Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden at one time. Yeah,
that's a big time.
That's big time. Then we have Ronnie Rentz.
Okay.
Out of Albuquerque. He's a one-time National Golden Glove champion and 2 times Police Athletic League national champion.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, pretty impressive young man.
So he's got some hardware.
Yeah. Yes, he does. Then we got Jose Hurtado. By the way, Ronnie's out of Albuquerque.
Okay.
Jose Hurtado. He no longer lives here, but he fought here as a young man.
Okay.
Won a couple of the silver gloves and junior golden gloves as a younger age. Upon graduation from high school, he joined the Army and made a career out of it.
Okay.
But while in the Army, he was on the All-Army team.
Okay.
So he got a chance to travel abroad, and has quite an impressive record.
Excellent. So he basically boxed under for the American flag there in the U.S. Army. Basically,
that's very true.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And was able to make a career of it while serving our country, and again. Great stuff right there. And so, do some of these folks that don't live in the area anymore, are they going to be able to come back for the 28th?
Oh, yes. As a matter
excellent.
of fact, when we get this, there's the group of us, the board of directors, we get together and everybody brings their fighters that they're nominating.
Good. And I
there's-
imagine some like some that grew up here probably have families still living here and probably
definitely.
are visiting and are probably just like, let's round. It's Halloween's around the corner. I was looking for an excuse to come visit family anyways. So,
So it should be quite an evening.
Yeah.
The other one, Edward V. Hill.
Okay.
Edward's like a 3-time state Golden Glove champion out of Roswell. He's a boy. As myself, he's a boys club kid, just like I was. He too has quite an impressive record. As a matter of fact, they had gone to a big tournament in Texas at Fort Bliss, and there was a number of teams from Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, had a big box off along with them against Mexico. And the word is that while this was taking place after the tournament, which Edward won, the Army offered him, I said, listen, come with us. All you have to do is box for a living. And unfortunately, Edward had other plans.
Sure.
But they were trying to recruit him to fight professional, and he goes, no, I've done what I need to do. So he's here in Roswell.
Well, good for him.
Has a small business, and we're very, very proud of him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I bet if you ask him his success in his business and everything today, I bet it's all skill sets and what he learned from his boxing side of life here.
Mr. Hall, Willie Hall Sr., he had a lot of impact on a lot of people, including myself. Yeah, that's quite the
absolutely.
That's boxing aficionado, if you would.
Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of sports. It really is. But even more so sometimes in boxing because, really when you think about it, if you don't put much thought into it, you think of boxing as an individual sport. And yes, there's two people in the ring going head to head against each other, but each person has a team of people behind them that are going through and working and pushing them and making them better and everything else. And so, you see two boxers in a ring, but it's Team Jones and Team Johnson or Team whatever those two fighters are in that ring, because there's a slurry of people that have been working with them to get them along the way.
Mike, that is so very true. And I can say firsthand, because all of those guys, you travel together. It's when you get in that ring, it is one-on-one. That is correct. But when you go down there, you go as a team and you represent as a team. Because you know what, all of these different guys that, for example, we do all our exercises, the hit the bag, speed bag, all those other things that towards the end of the day, we're sitting there and we're sparring with one another. And during that course of the night, you're going to fight with 3 or 4 different people. You go 3 minutes apiece, but it's because you got to learn from everybody.
Sure.
He's a lefty, different fighters have different techniques, and you're learning. And those guys, those are your brothers. You travel, and everywhere you go, you're not, again, like you said, it's one-on-one, but everybody, it definitely is a team.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you're talking about styles. Like, if you got a guy with long arms, you're gonna have to fight that person a little bit different than you're gonna have to back away a little bit because he can clock you from a little farther out. And so it's okay, or maybe because he's long, I need to get inside.
Exactly. That's exactly
kind of
right.
Whatever the logic is here, but you gotta. Pardon the pun, you got to get punched in the face to learn that sometimes. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing, Mike. If you're going to box, you're going to get hit. There's no way around that.
I mean, even the best of boxers takes one on the chin every now and then.
Very true. And Mike, last but not least, Jackie Chavez. This young lady is a former world champion.
Awesome.
She'll be here. I think she said the weight was 122. She's the International Women's Boxing Federation champion.
Oh, wow.
We're talking about world champion.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so not only is she the best at it, but because she's a woman, she's also kind of the glass ceiling breaker for that, you know what I mean? She's got the extra layer of having to prove herself as a woman,
exactly.
in a man's world. Let's just face it. That's what, in boxing. And so that's another layer of awesomeness to that.
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have last year we had a young lady out of the Las Cruces area, Delia. Can't remember the last name of there, but anyway, she was a world champion, and we're very fortunate to have Jackie also is from Albuquerque. But all of these people have paid their dues, if you will, And I think about all of these fighters because I know most of my. I've just met Jackie just once, but the rest of them I know, and I've had an opportunity to watch them.
Kind of see them grow up a little bit,
if
or
you
see
will,
them
yeah.
kind of come of age a bit, yeah.
I like that come of age, yeah, because you see them growing prosper, like the local ones like Chris and Edward, Chris and Jose. I know, like I said, we fought out of the same gym.
Sure.
And I'm
going to bet first time you met them, they're probably coming with some goofballs. You know what I mean? Then you see them now and you're like, wow, that is not the same person that walked in my gym all them years ago, man.
You see those guys and it goes, you see, you can see the growth in them. And it's like as you go through that, and he's like, wow, because you saw them as young men, boys.
Oh yeah, what
they become these outstanding, not only outstanding in the sport, but leaders of their community. They have their own businesses.
Absolutely,
they're making a good living.
Well, and boxing makes you tough, not
true.
just. I mean, physically, we know the many hours of training, but the real tough is in the brain, the mental, because. I would argue you could be the most physical specimen in the world. The perfect body for boxing, whatever you want to call that.
Right.
That's what you have. But if your brain isn't, if you don't have the strategy, if you don't have the understanding, if you don't have the chess match, the part where you're like, okay, they're going to do this. How do I counter? I anticipate this, or tendencies. I know this boxer. He tends to go left or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And that's where they learn, and through those problem-solving skills, they become, whether it's in boxing or
life
or their business, they use that same techniques and same mindset to navigate problems outside the ring.
That's very well stated, Mike.
Yeah.
That's the very, I think about you myself a few times. It's like, Ray, when you step here, get your left foot on the outside of his right, step to the outside, go body and go head. But when you go to the head, twice to the head, he tends to drop his right hand.
Yeah.
And it's like, and you're just listening because you see what you see. Coach sees something else.
Sure.
And then once it says, "Oh, that works."
The light bulb moment hits. That's probably the cool part for you. It's like I see this guy get dragged around the ring, and then finally, everything we've been preaching made sense. And it's and that's and I'm gonna guess that's why you've been involved with this Golden Gloves and boxing your whole life.
Well, it's those guys like that. It's like I said, these gentlemen, even like the guys that I fought in, like Sam Martinez, Paul Nunez, Willie Hall Jr., Chubby Brown. Reese Smokey, all of those guys, Mondo Gonzalez, the list goes on. And those guys, I sparred against them. I traveled with them. The Anaya brothers, there's so many of them, the De Los Santos. There's a boatload of us, and as you go through life, and a lot of these gentlemen have made like I said, very successful men.
Absolutely.
And it started there. It really did, because you have to adjust to different things in life.
Sure. Yeah, no, I'm just gee whiz curious. I'm getting a little off topic here, from the Hall of Fame event here. But, when we talk about, boxing and we get to the professional ranks and you start hearing, and there's, at the end of the day, there's probably maybe a dozen fighters throughout the world that are maybe household names in people's heads and things like that. But there's so many boxers. I mean, is boxing in a way like acting? And what I mean by that is there's a whole bunch of boxers that make full-time careers as boxers, but they're not household names, but they make a decent living doing it.
Yeah, very, very good.
Kind of like, actors, they've been in a million things, but I don't know their name, but I see them and stuff. I just don't know if boxers can have careers like that, or musicians where they're for house bands and stuff, and they make pretty good careers doing it. I don't know if boxing offered those same opportunities.
That's very, very true, Mike. There's some young boxers there in the Albuquerque, the Rodriguez, the Pettis boys. One of them was a national champion, and he's a IBF champion. He's a world IBF champion. Leos and all that. There's New Mexico is quite the hotbed for boxing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But getting back to this.
Yeah. Well, I guess the other way the reason I asked too is because, like, for sparring and stuff, when you spar with the different boxers and things, obviously your spar partners are boxers training to be professional boxers themselves, but then it got me thinking, it's like, well, is there some of those guys that maybe never quite got to that level, but they always stay at that level as they're the perfect spar partner for people. They're the guys that they make a career of getting other boxers ready.
And those guys get compensated for that.
Gotcha. But I didn't know if that was like a very good career a career that those guys do make a good living doing.
Well, I think that they make money, but not because they get compensated.
Yeah, they're not getting $1 million paychecks, but
they do pretty well.
But they pay the bills.
They pay
That's what I was curious about.
That's
very good. That's all. I was just because there's so many people in boxing, but I was like, can you unless you're Mike Tyson or one of these guys, do you really? And of course that's ridiculous money at that point. But
even now in the lighter weights where that wasn't the case anymore, that they're making some serious money in these lighter weights.
Good. They're making careers and things. And I didn't know if it was like you have to get in the Olympics to get the endorsement deals and get all this stuff, or if you could be in that gym, sweating in day out in Roswell or Albuquerque or whatever, and that steps you into the next phase here. And and that's really who we're honoring here on Saturday, the 28th.
That's correct.
And, now, for the event here, like we said, it's going to be starting at 6 p.m. on Saturday, the 28th at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. Do people need to get advance tickets?
Yes.
And if so, how do they do that?
Well, there's they can purchase their tickets at Bank of the Southwest.
Okay.
But only at the north branch at 3203 North Main.
Okay.
And at the South branch at 800 West Hobbs. And and the cost of the tickets is $40. So they can get their tickets there. I like to say they'd get them at the door, but I don't know. We're pretty much getting ready sold out here pretty quick.
So you might don't hope and crush fingers and show up at the door and get in. You might not be able to.
That's correct.
Visit either the North or South Bank of the Southwest locations during business hours.
That's correct.
You can get your tickets there. They're $40 a piece here, and that proceeds, of course, go to the Golden Gloves boxing program and all that.
Well, it's the goal. The goal eventually is it's the Hall of Fame. To put this thing together. Our goal is eventually to have a museum in Roswell, New Mexico.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what we're looking to.
That's the end game here.
Mm-hmm. It's really funny because a lot of times these things in the like Albuquerque and Las Cruces, which are the bigger cities, they do okay and they do well, but they have a lot of competition. You got the Lobos, you got the Aggies, you got professional boxing, all these things. We're in a smaller city, and it works really well for us. And everything that we do, everything that the money, anything that we buy or purchase, or anything that we do, it's all local.
Yeah.
So the money comes to Roswell and it stays in Roswell.
Keeping it here with our Roswell supporters.
Yeah, and because that's what we want to do.
Absolutely. And that's the great thing. Like when you come, like if you were out back in March at the it's these local kids and these, we get some kids that are, barely old enough to walk and they're in the ring, you know what I mean? And so it's all grassroots working. It's all neighborhood level. Man.
That's
really
very true.
Yeah.
Mike, you think about the Hall of Fames, like football, it's in Canton High. It's a small city. Mm-hmm. All these smaller cities. And that's as a board of directors,
Cooperstown, New York for baseball.
There you go.
Other than the what do you know about Cooperstown, New York?
Exactly.
I don't know about it.
Yeah. and that's what we found that to be very true, and especially in our part of the country here in New Mexico. So
absolutely. So Roswell, New Mexico. Now, granted, you do have the alien thing, so we are already internationally known.
That's right.
But we could definitely
we can add that.
And also think of what that will do for boxing in Southeast New Mexico. When kids come and then they go and they see these photos and these belts and they see the history of New Mexicans doing it, I can't imagine that's not going to inspire some kids to want to put on some gloves and maybe try this boxing thing out. You know what I mean? So definitely, but please get your tickets. Come out and celebrate. Is it 11 total that are being honored?
11 people.
11 total that we're going to be honored here on the 28th, and a few locals in there as well, mixed in there. But come celebrate boxing. Come support local boxing and New Mexico boxing. And come honor some great people and come out for a great night of fun, entertainment.
It is. The food is good.
Yeah.
The food is good, and you get to meet some people. And these guys are coming. If you come up and talk to them, they're very receptive Again, we got some national champions here. We got a world champion.
I must say, you want to probably some of the most amazing boxing stories of New Mexico history will be told that night.
It's the things that some of these guys.
Some will get bigger over the years too, like fish stories. They do get a little bigger, a couple of them.
Well, I tell you what, you'll get a chance to visit with them and the things that they had to overcome.
Sure.
And I've been very fortunate. These like this. This is our third straight here in Roswell, and we plan to keep it here.
Excellent. Yeah, this is kind of the new home here for
right.
It. Yeah.
Exactly.
Excellent.
And I don't know if I share. I need to share this with you. The New Mexico Boxing Hall of Fame was founded by a group of men, but it was spearheaded by Jerry Martinez.
Okay.
He's a former fighter from here in Roswell, former police officer. He now lives in Albuquerque.
Okay.
And he's the guy that got me involved because he was my guy. He was 3 or 4 years older.
So he was like your mentor, really.
He was my mentor as far as this type of thing.
Sure.
Because he.
Well, he must have rubbed off pretty good because here we sit, you years later, doing what we're doing here. So that's
there's a lot of us that were rubbed off by Jerry because he was quite a fighter.
Excellent.
He was.
So it is a little apropos that Roswell is the home for the Hall of Fame, and it's got roots here already.
Yes, it does.
Let's throw some water and some soil on it and see what we got here.
We truly do appreciate the support of the community, guys like yourself, radio stations, the businesses that sponsor us. Everybody working with us.
Well,
we truly appreciate it.
It's easy when you have a great program and it does so much benefit for the state of New Mexico, not only for these individuals but for our community as a whole. You're churning out leaders, whether you realize it or not. That's what's happening.
Very well stated, Mark.
Yeah. Unintended or not, that's what happens. Is you're churning out leaders.
That's right.
If anybody has any questions or anything, what's probably the best way to find some information?
They can call me.
Okay.
575-910-2222.
Very good. And again, come join us again Saturday night, September 28th, 6 p.m. at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. Join us for the New Mexico Golden Gloves Boxing Hall of Fame induction evening with dinner, and of course we're going to honor 11 new individuals to the Mexico Golden Gloves Boxing Hall of Fame, and donate if you'd like, because again, proceeds of this, our goal is to have a Hall of Fame museum facility
eventually. That is
here in town, and
correct,
a place where we can go and come and see all of these Golden Glove honorees. And because just curious, when did the Hall of Fame start? Or start making honorees and kind of collecting your pool of nominees and honorees?
When we initially, I believe it was 09.
Okay.
I believe it was in 09.
Okay, so shoot, what about almost 13 years now, going on 14 years. So very good. Excellent. So come be a part of the history here, and come see as we honor some living legends and some no longer with us as well too.
That's very true.
Absolutely. Did we get it all, Ray? Is there anything we missed?
I believe we got it all.
Awesome.
Back to Southwest North and the South branches only too.
Yes, that's where you can get tickets, $40, and for the evening, and that covers dinner and the whole evening of events.
It is a cold and tired fare, but we're not going to turn you around.
Gotcha. So you don't have to arrive uber fancy. Just save you shorts for the early in the day, maybe.
Yeah, it's a nice affair. It's a time and a place to honor. The
official term I think we all universally know is church clothes. Wear your church clothes.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you, Ray, as always.
Mike, thank you. It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time here, and because I imagine we'll have some more boxing events coming up that we need to get on people's radars.
Well, it's really funny, but again, the State Golden Glove Tournament is the end of March at Roswell High.
Yeah.
And you think 6 months away, but no, it's
No.
Before you know it, it's here.
I guarantee, like the weekend after that event, you guys are planning and plotting and getting ready for next year.
Exactly. So there's
absolutely, so it never ceases.
Never ceases.
Thanks, Ray. Take care. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Mike. Have a great day.
You do the same. It is 9:47. Let's pause. You know what? You're lucky, Cowboys fans. There's room for the Dallas Cowboys report. So we're going to do news, your Hannity update, Cowboys report. Got to pay a few bills for paying for lunch. And we'll be back. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. An Artesia business is sharing in this year's Excellence in Reclamation Award from the New Mexico Energy, Minerals, and Natural Resources Department. Sweat Construction of Artesia has earned the award for its combined efforts with Arizona-based Oxbow Engineering on the Dutchman Canyon Restoration Project. That project reclaimed an abandoned mine site about 4 miles west of Raton, New Mexico. The annual award recognizes excellence and innovation in coal, hard rock, and aggregate mine reclamation and abandoned mine land reclamation projects. Eddy County Commissioners have tabled a request to tear down the old Happy Valley Fire Station at 4130 West Texas Street. County Fire Chief Joshua Mack said the building was supposed to be repurposed as an annex once the new fire station was built across the street. But he said they ran into a number of significant structural issues that have prevented that. Commissioners decided to wait until an appraisal of the building is finished before deciding whether to tear it down. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The underpinning of her campaign, and she repeats it, is Trump will be a dictator on day one. That comment he made to me in an interview when I said, well, they say you're going to be a dictator on day one. He goes, yeah, you're going to be a dictator. He goes, well, only for one day. And then he goes, just to get the border secure and to get us back to energy independence. And they, just like the Charlottesville hoax that they lie about, just like Project 2025 that they lie about, just like abortion that they lie about, just like Trump is going to tax Social Security and Medicare that they lie about. I mean, this is a nonstop lying campaign. And of course, Harris is not held accountable for her statements in her own words ever by anybody who would destroy America's economy.
The conservative underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
All right, remember the old way of shopping for custom window treatments, waiting around all day just to get an overpriced quote from a commission pushy salesperson? Well, those days are over because Blinds.com invented the better way to shop for custom window treatments. Now, with completely virtual consultations, you're never going to have to deal with a salesperson in your home ever again. And whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or you prefer to use professional installation services, you can count on Blinds.com to deliver top-quality window treatments. And that means premium woven wood to motorized shades. They're my favorite, and much more. You get unlimited custom window treatments installed, all for one low cost. And at Blinds.com, there are never any hidden fees, no showroom markups. The price you see on the website is the price you pay. And with Blinds.com, they have the 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you're not happy with the style, the color, the fit, they're going to work it out for you. Shop at Blinds.com right now. Get up to 40% off. Save up to 40% at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. Micah Parsons has harsh words for how his defense played in a blowout loss to the Saints, and he knows a similar effort won't cut the mustard this Sunday hosting the Ravens. Hear from Micah after this.
Todd thought it would be secure to jog in the cheetah savanna. Todd believed the big cat repellent he bought online was reliable. And now, Todd is trying to be faster than this cheetah that can run 80 miles per hour. But the good news is, Todd has AT&T 5G that is fast, reliable, and secure. And he learned the best thing to do is toss her the backpack with the beef stew. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
5G requires compatible plan and device. 5G may not be available in your area. See att.com/5G for you for details.
A true Dallas Cowboys fan is there for the journey and the destination. This is the season to make your journey count by flying through McAllen International Airport, the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're flying down for McAllen's award-winning fall and holiday festivals, or you're a South Texas fan flying up to cheer the Cowboys on, make your journey as satisfying as your destination at the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. McAllen International Airport, above, beyond, at McAllenAirport.com.
The Cowboys host quarterback Lamar Jackson, last year's league MVP, this Sunday. Cowboys defensive end Micah Parsons, who's still simmering over a terrible game last Sunday by the Cowboys defense, knows he has the speed to match up well with Jackson if he's used as a spy on the QB. But Micah's worried about the bigger picture.
I mean, it's a great chance. As long as we stay in our rush lanes and do what we're supposed to do. But, importantly is to get them to pass the ball. We didn't do a good enough job of that. I mean, we had 3 dropbacks last game. That's outrageous. That's not even a football game. It's like we're playing pony football over again. So until we fix the fundamentals, I'm not even worried about Lamar at this point.
Sunday afternoon's kickoff is 3:25 Central. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
Weather is brought to you by Bob Reed Pest Control. Bob Reed Pest Control. Protect your home from pests that invade. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today, 575-623-5344.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We have high pressure over the four corners, and that'll be keeping things sunny for us today. Pretty warm, mid to upper 90s on the high. It might be a little bit breezy. Overnight looks clear with upper 60s, and then we're in the mid 90s for the afternoon high on Friday. Some sun and a little bit of cloud cover. We do have a slim chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Saturday with low 90s, upper 80s, and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street opened sharply higher this morning following the Federal Reserve's half-point interest rate cut, the first cut since the onset of the COVID pandemic more than 4 years ago. The Bank of England is keeping its main interest rate unchanged at 5%, despite the big cut by the Fed. Home builder stocks are having a banner year, outpacing the broader market on a wave of optimism that mortgage rates will fall and juice home sales. The home building sector typically notches gains in the months surrounding the start of a Federal Reserve rate-cutting cycle. Shares of Darden Restaurants, the owner of the Olive Garden chain, climbed more than 7% pre-market. Weekly applications for jobless benefits have dropped to the lowest level in 4 months. Claims fell by 12,000 to 219,000 for the week of September 14th. That's below analyst expectations. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Have you ever had someone do something kind and out of the ordinary for you? How did that make you feel? I know for me, it brightens my day. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for the Joy of Marriage.
Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not get tired of doing what's right, for after a while we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't get discouraged and give up." I've learned when you don't know what to do, just do the next right thing. Keep sowing good things into your spouse and your family. Be patient. God promises He will give you a harvest. It will make a difference. A successful farmer just keeps on working and expects to have a great harvest.
I know when my husband brings me flowers, it blesses me. So do something unexpected for your spouse. It will pay off.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
It's here, the Fall-A-Day Arts and Crafts Show, happening September 21st and 22nd at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. Saturday, 10 a.m. till 5 p.m., Sunday, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Come out and see a great variety of art, all handmade artwork, featuring new and returning artists this year. Plus, take part in an amazing silent auction to benefit the DA Court Facilities Dogs Foundation. Admission is only $2, and children 12 and under are free. The Fall-A-Day Arts and Crafts Show, September 21st and 22nd at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. See you there.
Here in Roswell, we work hard for our money. That's why it's important to spend our money wisely. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. When I walk through our store, I'm really impressed with the furniture we sell. It's so beautiful and so comfortable you could just feel the quality. This is furniture you'll be proud of for years to come. Furniture that your family will enjoy every day. Furniture that will last and last. Get the most from your hard-earned money. Come see us at Glenn's Furniture, where delivery is free since 1953.
Round up your family and friends and join the Artesia Arts Council Red Dirt Fun Run during the Red Dirt Black Gold Festival on Saturday, September 28th in downtown Artesia. The Western-inspired 5K run invites participants of all ages to dress in their finest cowboy and cowgirl attire. Whether you're trotting along with a stick pony or racing in a rodeo queen costume, a morning full of fun and music is guaranteed. A foam machine will be on site for pre- and post-run fun. Participants will get a free t-shirt and breakfast burrito from Lucky Duck Grill. For tickets, visit artesiaartscouncil.com or call 575-746-4212 for more information. The Red Dirt Fun Run, Saturday, September 28th, 8 to 10 a.m. in downtown Artesia. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
What? My trade's gotta be worth more than this! Hey, Roswell and surrounding areas, don't get hit hard by low trade offers. Right now, the all-new Roswell Ford needs your trade. That means you'll get top dollar for your trade. Stuck in your loan or lease? Roswell Ford wants to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth. So you can drive a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for a lot less. For a limited time, get 0% APR or no payments till 2025. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 36 months is $27.78 per thousand financed on select models. No payments till 2025. Subject to lender approval through Ford Credit. Offers not combined.
Who doesn't think the dentist is a big deal? I know what you're thinking. What will they find? How much will it hurt? What are my options? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher, and I am here to tell you that here at Carabelli Dental, it is our job to put you at ease. With options like sedation dentistry, you can rest assured that regardless of what dental work you might need, you can get it done while resting comfortably. Call our office now and speak to our knowledgeable staff about setting up your new patient appointment.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental or call 575-622-4455.
It's almost time for the Eastern New Mexico State Fair in Roswell. HF Sinclair invites you to attend the fair for all the fun and excitement it brings. From the concerts and shows to the livestock shows and 4-H sale to the food and model trains. The Pecos Valley Model Railroad giant HO scale train layout has been in operation at the fair since 1983. The train layout is inside the exhibit building in the fair, and trains are operating every day. HF Sinclair is a proud supporter of the Pecos Valley Model Railroad and hopes to see you at this year's Eastern New Mexico State Fair, September 30th through October 5th.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:59. We're about to be kicked off the radio. Of course, if you missed any part of our show, you can always check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find all of our interviews there. We replayed our interview with Gary Thrine from the Chamber earlier in the 7 o'clock hour. We just had Ray Baca join us talking about the Golden Gloves Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which is happening here in Roswell on the 28th at the Convention and Civic Center. 11 New Mexicans are being honored into this year's New Mexico Golden Gloves Hall of Fame. So we had a great interview with him. You can go back and check that out, ksvptv.com, in the Mornings with Mike Winters channel there. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you bright and early tomorrow. Take care.